Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Welch, this is your daughter, and it is your claim that you extended a loan to your daughter and her husband when they needed some money. You had an agreement with them that they would pay you back that money at the rate of $25 per paycheck from you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And they paid you back some, then you had an argument, and there were no further payments on the loan. And your daughter says that they did, in fact, one time take a loan from you. They've paid you back in full, and she has no idea of what you're talking about with this other loan of $2,100. Is that right? When was the last time you took a loan from your mom?
Christmas of 2004.
How much was it for?
I can't really tell you an amount because I never received the receipts.
I don't care whether you receive receipts.
I was with her when she bought the stuff, you know. And
explain that to me. You were out shopping?
Correct. Every year, my mother and I went shopping the day after Thanksgiving. We would go through the ads on Thanksgiving Day and decide what we might want to buy our children for Christmas. And we would discuss what Christmas presents she would put on her credit card that my husband and I would pay for later. But I know for a fact it did not total $2,100.
Is this the loan you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. I have my credit card statements.
Can I see them, please? Okay. What was purchased at Steve and Barry's? What kind of store is that?
It's a clothing store, and it was closed for Dana and Trevor.
And what was purchased at Nebraska Furniture?
We had gone there and we had purchased DVDs that were on sale and some other little things.
Toys R Us in Omaha.
That would be mine.
Radio Shack.
That's mine.
There is also a bill here for $288 for ShopGo in October. Do you know what that is?
It's for 2 Christmas presents for my son and my stepdaughter.
How much did you pay back?
Out of his check, we've paid back $575 just from his paycheck. And then also in February of 2005, I had received my income tax check, and I had borrowed $25 from my mother. And when I received my income tax check, I deposited $25 plus $200 into her account at that same bank.
Did she deposit $225 into one of your accounts?
Yes, she did.
So then it's
25 of it was for the 25 that I gave her.
Fine, so that's
the other
200
was a $200 toward their car payment because they had not given me the car payment.
Why do they give you their car payment?
Because it's in my name and I want to make sure it gets paid.
Why is it in your name?
Because they don't have good credit.
But, Your Honor...
Are you paying for the car, by the way?
Yes, I have never received a payment.
They did not pay me $375. I have the receipt.
$575.
No, they did not. They gave me $300 out of his paycheck.
You have proof
and that's all.
You have proof that you paid her $575 out of your paycheck?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
I have the deposits right here from my bank. Not all of that money went toward the loan. All they paid me through deposits into my account was $300.
You may say that, madam, but this amount comes up to $575.
Your Honor, we're talking about Christmas presents purchased in 2004.
Miss Welch, I want to tell you something, madam. It's difficult enough to try to ferret out non-familial lawsuits when there are loans. When there's family and you have complicated your financial structure with your children, as far as some are car loans, this is a Christmas loan, you don't expect the courts in this country to waste their time ferreting that out because you had a fight with your daughter. That's not going to happen.
The fight with my daughter, Your Honor, is because of them neglecting their children.
Miss Welch, what I'm telling you is courts are not going to do that. This court is not going to do that. I will take a look at your bills and try to make a judgment as to overall how much of this money was paid back. But if you expect me to go week by week and figure out how much of the $25 went into your bank and how much maybe went into a loan for a car and how much went, just listen to me, it's not going to happen. And if what you're telling me is that the fight with your daughter was precipitated by the fact that you felt as if they were not doing the right thing with their children, I'm telling you that you got to take your nose out of her business.
Leaving their children home alone at night for 10 hours?
Miss Welch, what I'm telling you is you have to take your nose out of their business. And if you feel as if your grandchildren, because of the neglect of their parents, are legitimately at risk, and you've said to your daughter, I don't think it's a great idea to leave the kids home alone. Not a great idea. and she doesn't listen to you, and you have a substantial and legitimate concern about your grandchildren, you call Child Protective Services and let them do an investigation. And the only way you keep your mother's nose out of your business is to not take money from her. How many children do you have?
We have 5 children, Your Honor.
You have 5 children. So you're mature enough to have 5 children. Mm-hmm. I assume that if you couldn't take care of them, then you wouldn't have had them, because that would have been irresponsible, right?
Correct.
But you can't take care of them because you have to keep borrowing money from your mother, which means that you didn't have enough money to have 5 children. So that's irresponsible. If you can't support 5 children, you don't have 5 children. But once you take money from your mother because you're irresponsible, then she feels as if she has the right to say to you, you're not acting responsibly with my grandchildren. But the fact is, you weren't responsible because you had too many children that you couldn't take care of. You say no, I'm saying yes. You're standing there, you look like an idiot. And what you've done is, you've taken a relationship that was a good one, and if your mother said to you, I don't like my grandchildren staying home alone. How old is the oldest child?
12.
And how old is the youngest child?
She's 2.
A 12-year-old cannot watch a 2-year-old.
My 12-year-old doesn't watch my 2-year-old. My 2-year-old's in daycare.
We're talking about when the children were home by themselves.
They weren't home alone at night. We actually took our children to his mother's every single night and picked them up every single morning.
Did you ever tell
school.
your mother that the children were going to be home alone?
No, she deducted that herself.
She came up to that conclusion on her own.
No, they told me that on the night after Thanksgiving when Dana made it my business that he was going on nights the 1st of December. I said, who's going to take care of the kids? We're leaving them alone because Dana can come home from work every hour and check on them.
Okay, I want to tell you that that's wrong. Absolutely 100% wrong. Because if Child Protective Services came 5 minutes after she left and found the 12-year-old in charge of 3 children, they would remove all the children from the house.
Well, they haven't let me see the kids since.
Okay. Well, that's a tragedy. So I'm going to tell you this. The only relationship that you can count on forever is hers.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I gathered that for a long time things were very good. No, you're saying no.
No.
She's an idiot. Unfortunately, she's your idiot.
And later today,
Here's one hole in the wall Dana did. Here's the hole Dana put in the wall when they were really fighting one day. I would get in the middle of it so Whitney.
Just a second.
Oh, I would never get punched.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bridget Welsh says her daughter and son-in-law owe for unpaid loans. Tanika and Dana Mulicki are countersuing for the return of Tanika's engagement ring and harassment.
Listen, she's dumb as this. Unfortunately, Miss Welch, in this country, and I say unfortunately from the bottom of my heart, the Supreme Court has not taken a positive position with regard to whether grandparents have the right to seek visitation with their grandchildren if their children are denying them visitation. If I were the queen of the universe and running the world, it would be different. It would be different because dumb ones like this don't appreciate the fact that children need the widest possible community of love and affection. And even if you're not getting along with your mother, that doesn't mean that you cut your children off from a grandmother who was, for most of their lives, a positive influence. I gathered that for a long time things were very good. No, you're saying no.
No.
She's an idiot. Unfortunately, she's your idiot.
Ma'am.
Unfortunately, she's your idiot. You can't tell me things weren't good, madam, because then you would be a taker. Because then when you say to me, I would go shopping with my mother the day after, put your hand down, the day after Thanksgiving every year, that suggests to me that you had an ongoing relationship with your mother. Now you say no.
It was
Listen,
an off and on relationship.
it may have been off and on for you.
And it was off and on for her. She would tell me numerous times to stay out of her life. You're dead to me. You don't have a mother. She told my
I never
12-year-old.
told you that.
Miss Welch,
She told my
Miss Welch, listen to me. She's doing revisionist history because you're not paying attention.
I
My
am paying
statement to you is, I don't care what kind of relationship you have with your mother, and I don't care whether your husband has a good relationship with her either. What I'm saying to you is, if you are a good and loving parent, you don't cut your children off from their grandmother.
My son cut himself off from her.
All right,
my
good.
son
Listen,
is 12 years
listen
old
to
and
me.
understands.
Listen to me. I think that they still owe you $1,400, and that's what you're going to get as a result of this lawsuit. Now, you have some property that they say belongs to them. What property?
She's got an engagement ring that was given to me from my ex-boyfriend, who is my son's father.
Do you have an engagement ring that belongs to her?
That ring was given to me, Your Honor, for a loan that I made her.
Listen to me. Listen to me. She wants it back. I don't know why he wants it in his house. He doesn't. But she wants it back.
She also has his Nintendo 64 that we can't replace. My son's that we bought him personally for his birthday.
What was it doing in her house?
He took it there to play it when he'd go to her house because she doesn't have... She lives in an area where he can't just go outside and play with friends. She won't allow him to go outside and play with the neighbor kids because she says everybody uses drugs.
So just a second. So you allowed this child, your son, to take his Nintendo 64 game to your mother's house because he spent time there. I'm speaking. Answer the question.
Yes.
Listen, she's limited. It's not my fault she's limited, and maybe it's not your fault. The Nintendo 64 game, listen to me.
Trevor gave that to me, Your Honor, to keep at my house because he'd got an Xbox and I had also purchased him a PS2.
Listen to me very carefully, Miss Welch. The ring and the Nintendo 64 game are to be placed in a box, mailed back to them, and your check for $1,400 will be held until it gets back to them. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The final straw was when she told my 12-year-old, I'm dead to you and you do not have a grandmother.
My oldest said until she changes and changes her attitude, he doesn't want anything to do with her.
I just hope that the Lord takes care of my grandkids.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Benson Hopkinson versus Slintz. Step forward, please.
19-year-olds Whitney Benson and Dana Hopkinson are suing their former roommate, Derek Schlintz, for breaking their lease. Derek says the couple's actions forced him to move out.
Who's Benson?
I am.
Miss Benson, your boyfriend, Mr. Hopkinson, signed a lease with the defendant on a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. I assume you had been friends before?
Yes, Your Honor.
It didn't work out, and Mr. Schlintz?
Schlintz, yeah, exactly.
Schlintz moved out.
Yes.
As a result of him moving out, the two of you, according to you, were evicted because you couldn't pay the rent. You ultimately settled with the landlord. You want him to be responsible for half of the fees. The defendant says that he had every intention of being a good roommate, but the two of you fought all the time. There was constant arguing in the house. He felt as if that wasn't an environment he wanted to live in. And the final straw was when somebody went into his room when he was away for Thanksgiving or something and rummaged through his room. How much was the rent on this apartment?
$745 a month.
And how was that rent split?
He paid a half for his room and his bathroom. We paid a half for our room and our bathroom.
When did you move into the apartment?
September, I believe.
September of 05?
July.
It was July.
Oh, July.
Let her speak.
Oh, sorry.
And when did you move out?
I moved out on December 4th, 2005.
Why did you move out, sir?
Pretty much, it was unsafe. All they did was fight all the time, constantly. I mean, here's one hole in the wall Dana did. Here's what Whitney did. Kicked in the good old-fashioned cabinet. Here's how I left the apartment all the time, dirty. Here's the hole Dana put in the wall when they were really fighting one day.
Can I take a look at those things?
Yeah. Here's when they broke in my room. They broke my plant on my fridge.
When did you take these photographs, sir?
December, right before I moved out.
Who put the holes in the wall?
One of the holes was mine. Yeah.
Why did you put a hole in the wall, sir?
We were arguing one night and...
Who was arguing?
Me and Whitney.
I would get in the middle of it, so Whitney...
Just a second.
Oh, I would never get punched.
Just a second. Just shh. Sorry. Did you make them aware of the fact? I mean, slobs are slobs. I assume that you're not so neat either, right?
True.
Did you ever make them aware of the fact that you were acutely distressed as a result of the domestic disputes that were going on in the house?
No.
Well, that's a problem that you have, sir. You have to make them aware of that and allow them an opportunity to correct it before you move out.
That was fine and everything. That really didn't bother me as much. The fact that they broke into my room when I was on vacation.
Well, tell me about that. Tell me about that.
I put a lock on my door, and pretty much I came back and things were broken, things were moved. My bed had got spilled soda on it.
Did anybody go into his room when he was gone?
I did.
No.
For what?
To get plates and everything. We were cleaning up the apartment.
And it was my own room and my own space, and that's what I paid for, and they weren't allowed in there.
Well, did you tell them that you didn't want them to do that?
Yeah, and that was the last straw.
No. When did you tell them you didn't want them to do that?
Yeah,
Go in my room?
Too.
Yeah.
After they broke in.
Well, that's not good enough, sir. You have to grow up, too. I mean, the fact that the three of you decided to play house together is probably not a wise idea, but you have to grow up. You can't just say, I'm not happy here, and keep that to yourself, and not give your partners, because they were your partners, an opportunity to correct their behavior. You can't just sulk and call your mother and say, come pick me up, I want to go home. This is not a dorm room. This is a lease. You can't be a baby. You can't stick other people with your debt. Can't
I
do
just
it.
didn't think that they should break in my room when I paid for that.
I don't care. Listen, these were your friends. If you needed something in your room, you didn't go in there and trash your room. He did not go in there and trash your room. You say something was moved out of the way. I knew he was there. There was a soda that was... Listen to me. You have to put him on notice. You can't act like a baby and call your mother. Is that what you did to come pick you up? Who did you call?
No one. I went and looked at no apartments.
Who helped you move out?
His mother, his
Who moved you out?
Who moved me out? My parents did.
Right. Well, you can't do that. How much are you being sued for?
Total of $4,470.67.
When did you move out?
We were evicted January, well, it's the 4th. They gave us 3 days.
Why were you evicted?
Couldn't make the payment.
Well, he lived there until December. Did you pay December's rent?
I did pay December's rent.
So why were you evicted?
We made an agreement with him after we found out he was moving out. He was going to pay his part of his rent still, and so that's why we continued to live
Why would I
there.
pay rent? I'm not
Just a
living there.
minute. I don't understand, Mr. Hopkinson. He moved out in December. He had paid December's rent. According to you, you got evicted January 4th. January 1st is a holiday. 2nd, everybody's still waking up from their hangover. And you move out on the 4th because you say you were evicted? I don't believe that unless you didn't pay December's rent.
No, we paid December's, and me and her paid January's rent, our part of it. And he was supposed to pay his part, never did, and they served us our eviction notice.
Why would I offer to pay somewhere I don't not living at?
He made
Well, you were mistaken, by the way, as to your responsibility to pay. So I'm here to tell you, you're going to pay because you had no reason that I find valid to leave. Okay. How much was your half of the rent, sir?
$740. I just gave him one check for all the bills. It was $745 divided in half.
And it went through May 30th?
And then when it did go
May
to the-
31st.
when it went to the attorney's office, they did add on
More
attorney's fees as well as interest.
I don't care what they added on. $1,862.50 is what his half of the rent is. Shouldn't have gone to collections.
I offered to pay, but they couldn't come up with theirs, and they couldn't take my name off it.
When did you offer to pay?
I offered to pay right after I moved out. I said, you know, let's buy it out. I mean, we got the notices.
And what did they say?
They said that they don't have the money right now.
We
They
didn't
couldn't
have
do it.
$1,500 to pay for a buyout.
Well, then that's not his problem. That's your problem. You also have a certain responsibility that when you have a roommate, they're supposed to be able to enjoy the peaceful use of their apartment. And there had to be a reason why this guy, who's a friend of yours, moved out of the apartment. There had to be a reason. That's neither here nor there regarding this lawsuit. Regarding this lawsuit, if he was prepared to pay his half to buy out of the lease and you didn't have the money, that's your problem. The fact that they added on an additional $1,000 or $2,000 for fees, that's not his problem. It's yours. He owes you $1,862.50 for his half of the rent for the remainder of the lease. The rest of the problem is yours. That's all.
Why is our excuse? You may step out.
I think maybe he was secretly in love with me.
It was either her or me.
Now, this is case number 322 on the calendar in the matter of Canberra versus Texera.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Ms. Canberra, the defendant is your cousin, and she was kind enough when you needed her to allow you to move into her apartment, according to your complaint.
Yes.
And then, according to your complaint, she unceremoniously told you that you were no longer welcome in the apartment and told you to leave. It is your claim that you left certain property in the apartment and you want that property back. Ms. Texeria?
Yes.
Says that you took everything, practically everything that belonged to you when you left. She has a couple of backpacks or something with some stuff that she's more than willing to give you, but you want $1,000 from her.
Yes.
When did you move into the apartment with your cousin?
It was in March of 2006.
Where had you been living?
My father's.
And why did you leave your father's house?
I was having problems with my stepmother and she didn't want me there anymore.
Had you ever lived with your cousin before?
Yes, I did last summer.
Why?
Problems with my stepmother.
How long did you stay with her last summer?
For the summer, that's it.
Did you pay her any rent?
Yes, I did.
How much rent did you pay her?
$400 a month.
And where were you working?
I was working at Honeydew, AccuBilliards, and PrinceMat.
So you stayed with her 2 months?
Yes.
And you paid her $800 for the 2 months?
Yes.
Is that right?
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
Did she pay you anything?
She gave me $40 one time, and another time I think she had like $15 on her, and she gave me $15, and she said, I'll give you money when I can. Other than that, that was the only money I ever received from Kirsten. She wasn't working the most of the time that she was with me. She was fired from her job. So I was paying
That's
everything.
a lie.
Ms. Canberra, you want me to believe that you gave her $400 a month?
Yes, I did.
And you've always worked?
Yes, I did.
Now, you moved in with her in March. Where were you working in March?
At that time, I was out of a job.
So you weren't working continuously?
The last time I just lived with her shortly, and then maybe like 2 weeks after I moved in, I got a job at McDonald's.
How much money did you pay rent at your father's house?
I didn't have to pay at my father's.
So you must have saved a lot of money.
I had a car payment and insurance I was paying, which was taking all my money.
When did you buy the car?
I got the car September 2005.
So how were you able to give Ms. Texeria $400 a month if the car payment was taking up all of your money as well as the insurance?
I was paying her $400 a month last summer of 2005.
You didn't have a car?
And then I did.
So you weren't paying for a car then?
Yeah, yes, I was.
You get where I'm going?
Yes. I
Now,
wasn't
you
paying
moved
as
in
much.
with her in March. How long did you stay with her?
I was there until the last week of June.
And how much rent did you pay her?
She didn't ask me for anything.
Well, why do you think she wouldn't ask you for rent from March until June when you paid her, according to you, $400 a month when you lived there with her in the summertime? And if you were working?
Because I was trying to get on my feet and trying to save money to get my own place.
When did you leave?
The last week of June, she asked me to stay at my boyfriend's for the first week of July because she was going away on vacation, and that I could come back after she came back. When she came back, I went there, and that's when she told me I couldn't live there anymore.
Okay. And what stuff do you claim you left there?
I have clothes there, I have shoes, I have a cedar chest that I made in my senior year of high school, I have 2 cases of CDs, I have a radio there, I have blankets, I have backpacks there.
What do you have that belongs to her?
I have her CDs. I do have some blankets of hers. I don't believe there's any clothing. Her shoes were on a rack inside the room that she was staying in of mine. She took all that. She emptied the drawers. The only thing that she left with me is I have, I believe, her high school diploma. I have pictures, photo albums, and a couple backpacks that have things in it. If they have clothes, I'm not sure. I didn't go through her things. I moved everything down to the basement. I don't have room
and
to
it's
store.
all packed up and ready
It's all
for her?
packed up. She packed it up herself. I gave her several chances to come back and get it.
Perfect. Did you charge her rent?
I asked her several times, and she didn't have the money to give me rent. And she was not working most of the time that she was with me.
That's not true.
Your Honor, I gave her money for cabs to go find a job. I gave her money for different things that she needed that she asked me for. I bought her food. She very seldom, a few times she bought groceries when she was going to cook something for herself if I wasn't home. Other than that, she had my food. She borrowed clothes of mine that she damaged. There was just so many things that I did for her that it's ridiculous.
You still with the boyfriend?
Yes, I am.
Are you living with the boyfriend?
No, I'm not.
Who are you living with?
I'm staying with friends.
You pay rent?
No.
How old are you?
20.
Gotta grow up.
I'm trying to get on my feet and get an apartment. I'm saving money, and my friends know that.
Well, you know, that's very nice, but you can't always be on the receiving end of somebody else's charity, Miss Canberra.
Yes, I know.
You know, it's clear to me that you had issues with your father and your stepmother, and you've had issues now with your cousin. Go there and pick up your stuff.
I've tried. I've gone there.
5 days from today at noon, go there, pick up your stuff.
I've gone and tried getting it, and she's ignored me. I've asked her one day when I saw her if I could come up and get it. She said yes. I go up there, knock on her door. She ignores me. She says she was in the shower, that to come back in a few minutes. I went back. I then saw her run out to her car and get into her car and leave. I've had a cop go to the house with me. She told the cop that she didn't have my stuff, and when the cop left, that's when she said she did have my stuff, and my boyfriend was there to witness that.
Now she's going to give you your property 5 days from today. I will prepare an order. Do you understand?
Yes.
Just my own curiosity. Did the events of the 4th week in June come down the way that your cousin says they did?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
You want to tell me your version of that?
Sure. Kirsten, I had told her so many times I needed money. And then finally I was going away for 4th of July. So the first week of June I said to her, Kirsten, I'm giving you 4 weeks. I'm going away for 4th of July. If I don't receive any money, if you don't start helping me, you're going to have to leave. And she said, I know, I know. Right until the day that I left, Your Honor, she was still at the house. And I couldn't throw her out on the street. She had nowhere to go. Nobody else would take her in. I was the only one that was there for her twice. Twice, Your Honor. And I caught her stealing from me. She stole from my son's piggy bank. She stole money out of my car. There's just so many things that she's done to me. But so I said, this is it. I can't do it anymore. I'm going away for 4th of July. I did not want anybody in my house. Her boyfriend was not allowed in the house, which she snuck him in without me knowing.
That's a lie.
Shh. Quiet. Go ahead.
And I had told her, I'm not going to be responsible for you being in my house. You have 4 weeks to pack your things and leave.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
when I saw her, her hair was like really big.
No matter what we did with this hair, it's still fuzzed up.
So what do you want?
He told me it was Indian hair. He didn't put the right hair in my hair.
Did you tell her it was Indian hair?
Yes, I did.
Is it Indian hair?
Yes, it is.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kirsten Canberra says her cousin, Erin Texera, won't return belongings she left in her home.
Go ahead.
After vacation, I came home. Whatever was left of hers, she had come in the house and packed up. I did not give her a key to my house. She had a key to my house that she must have made on her own when she borrowed my car. So she came to my house. I had to call my landlord and change the locks. She had up until August to come and get her things. I gave her many opportunities. There were times that I told her to come by and get it, and then I was rushing. I worked 2 jobs. If I got called into work, I'd said, Carson, I'm not going to be there. There was the time that I was in the shower, and I said, Carson, I'm in the shower. I'll call you when I get out. But I was rushing to work. I didn't have time for her to come and get her things.
Got it. You gave her notice at the beginning of June.
4 weeks. 4 weeks, Your Honor.
Fine.
No.
We'll prepare an order. 5 days from today at noon. Go and pick up the stuff, whatever stuff she has, and stop complaining. Grow up. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Prasad versus Michael. Step forward, please.
Donna Maria Prasad is suing hairstylist J.T. Michael for giving her a bad weave.
Ms. Prasad, according to the complaint, you had gone to the defendant's shop and had a hair weave done at the defendant's shop. I believe you did it for her. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
And you are dissatisfied with the result. You want your money back. How long have you been going to Mr. Michael's shop?
About 3 times.
Had you ever had extensions put in your hair before?
I hadn't had the weave before, no.
Did you get any references from anyone who had had Mr. Michael do work?
No, I just was satisfied when I was there before, so I thought he'd be okay.
And tell me why you're dissatisfied.
Well, I'm dissatisfied when he put the weave in. For one, it was sloppy. Tracks were falling out within a day. You could see the hair. There's like a puddle in the middle of my head where I had to wear the hair up just to hide it. Also, I had a question to whether the hair was real Indian hair or not. When I saw the style that I liked, he had recommended for me to get this Indian hair, which was $200. He said it was very good hair, human hair, and that I'd be able to use it over and over again. The first day he put it in, it was nappy, it was fuzzy. He didn't style it the way I liked it at all. And then he told me to come back next week and that he would fix it, and he didn't.
You mean you came back and he didn't fix it to your liking?
No, I came back the next week and he said he would dye it, because matter of fact, the hair that was ordered was brown. And I didn't understand why he did that whenever he just dyed my hair jet black.
So what do you want?
Well, I believe this is not the right Indian hair. I was frauded. I feel like I was deceived and I want my money back.
Well, you're not going to get it back. You're not satisfied with the service. You don't go back.
He told me it was Indian hair. He didn't put the right hair in my hair.
Did you tell her it was Indian hair?
Yes, I did.
Is it Indian hair?
Yes, it is.
How long have you been a hairdresser?
For about 30 years.
Do you know where you got this hair from?
Yes, I do.
And as far as you know, it's Indian hair?
Yes, it is.
Do you have any proof that it's not?
Yeah, I have my hairdresser here.
Good.
With
Stand
me.
up. Over there. Tell me your name.
Jocelyn Jones.
How long have you been a hairdresser?
For about 11 years.
Do you do weaving?
Yes, I do.
Did Miss Prasad show you her hair?
Yes.
Have you ever ordered Indian hair?
Yes.
What's the difference between Indian hair and non-Indian hair?
Okay. This hair is not 100% human Indian hair. It's mixed with something other than this. And why I say that is because this is so easy. You can put your hand through it. And on this hair...
That's what came out of her hair?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I had to separate the weft. And what I mean by that is that this is a weft right here. And I had to separate. I had to cut it with a razor so it could be thinner. Because when I saw her, her hair was like really big. And normally the hair would just hang.
On what date did you put this hair in?
I believe it was sometime in April. She had scheduled a few appointments
April
at my
what?
salon.
April 8th.
What date did you see your witness?
I saw her a week later.
Did she do any work on your hair?
She just told me that she would help me redo my hair because it was a mess.
And did she redo it?
She did redo it.
Tell me what you did to redo her hair.
When Donna came in, I took the hair out.
All the hair?
Yes. And I cut the weft, I sewed it back in, and I flat ironed it.
Was she satisfied after that?
No.
Why weren't you satisfied with it after she did it?
Because no matter what we did with this hair, it's still fuzzed up. In order for me to wear it, I had to wet it completely throughout the day. And if I paid $200 for this hair, I don't believe that's how it should happen. He didn't tell me it was like that. He said it'd be nice, good hair that I could use over and over.
Who took it out finally?
I did, because I couldn't wear it like that.
And do you have extensions in your hair now?
Yes, I do.
Who put them in?
It's
Almost not an answer.
African braiding people did it for me. Ebony and Ivory.
How much did you pay them?
$200.
When did you go back to Mr. Michael and tell him that you were not satisfied?
I went to Mr. Michael's, like, he did my hair on Saturday, and he told me to come back Monday, because actually when I left, I told him I was unsatisfied. He said, come back Monday. Monday I came back, he wasn't there. The whole week long, he did not answer the phone, he was not there the whole week. Finally, he came in Saturday, he went ahead and dyed the hair for me, and it still was frizzy, and then he still didn't give me the style I asked for.
Ms. Prasad, get over it. Sometimes you go into a place and you get a bad haircut. It's happened to me. You pay the bill and you don't go back. You used to get perms. Sometimes I would go and get a perm, and it would be much too frizzy, and I'd have to wait for weeks and weeks and weeks for it to come out. I'm speaking. Now you can sit down. You pay the bill, and you don't go back. You know, you're dissatisfied with it. You took it out a couple of months later. Somebody else put in hair for $200. You're happy. You look lovely. Get over it. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Maupin versus Monge Nelson. Step forward.
Heidi and Don Maupin are suing former friends Lucas Nelson and Cherise Monge for illegally repossessing a Dodge Intrepid.
Mr. and Mrs. Maupin, according to what I read in the complaint, these were friends of yours. They allowed you to come and live in their home while you were going through some financial difficulty. While you were there, they agreed to sell you their car. You gave them $500 down and were supposed to make monthly payments. It is your claim that despite the fact that you made the monthly payments, they repossessed the car. Mr. Nelson and Miss Monge say that you failed to make your October payment. They repossessed the car, and they had every right to repossess the car. So I have a few questions. Because you also have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for over $3,000 for damage that you allege they did to the car. What was the total purchase price of this car?
$2,500.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what kind of car was it?
It's a 97 Dodge Intrepid.
Okay. You paid $500. In what month and year did you purchase the car?
Our first payment of the $175 a month was the 1st of August.
August of 2006. When did you pay the $500?
That was in the middle of July.
Were you still living with Miss Monge and Mr. Nelson in August?
No, we were not.
When and why did you move out?
We did not move out. We were kicked out, Your Honor. We had brought to Cherise's attention that Lucas had been trying to get himself involved in my husband's medication involving morphine. He wanted my husband's morphine. And so when we brought that to their attention, we were being threatened, and Cherise said that it would be best if we were to just leave.
So you left. And when was that?
That was roughly the last week of July.
Did you make September's payment on the car?
Yes, we did. We do have documentation.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
When was the car repossessed?
October 2nd.
Did you make October's payment?
No, we did not.
You did not?
We did
Why
not?
not?
Because the car was never put in our name. And the reason why it was never put in our name is because they had a loan out on the car. So that's when we took it to the court in Spokane, where we're from, and they advised us not to pay anything else on the car.
When you purchased the car, wasn't disclosed to you that there was a loan on the car?
No, there was not. It was never mentioned.
Is that correct?
That's not correct.
It's not correct.
Okay, well, what did you tell them?
We told them that we took out a title loan a week prior, and we told them that we had it, and they needed the car really bad. So when telling them, they said that was fine, and then they gave us the $500 a week later.
How much of a title loan did you take out?
It was a $500 title loan.
So you should have paid off the title loan. They gave you $500 as a down payment. Why didn't you pay off the title loan?
Because after finding out all the stuff they've done to us in our house, I felt it was necessary to keep paying the monthly payments on it.
No. That's a lot of baloney what you just said to me. If you took out a $500 title loan on the car, and when they purchased the car from you and they gave you the $500, you pay off the title loan, which means that they're paying off the car to you, rather than they find out that there's still a lien on the car. You should have paid it off.
I paid it off. I have a title to the car.
Good, let me see it.
Okay.
Judge Judy, we disclosed to them that there was a title loan, and we also disclosed to them that for 6 months of their payments was going to be paying off the title loan.
I don't believe you. That I don't believe, Mr. Nelson.
The payments on the car...
That I don't believe, sir.
Okay. Can I say something, please?
You could say whatever you like. Say something that I'll believe.
$175 a month was the payments they were paying to us, and that's $1.18 more than what the title loan payment was. They were
Listen
aware.
to me. They gave you a $500 down payment.
Yes.
That $500 should have gone immediately to clear the title. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Did you have an accident with the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want the car back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fine. They're going to sign it over to you, and you're going to pay them for the difference between what you paid and the purchase price. Doesn't that sound fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
Doesn't that sound fair to you?
Perfectly.
Great. Look how easy this was. That way I get rid of your counterclaim, that nonsense counterclaim for $3,100. Have them sign over the title to the car to them, please. And they're going to pay the difference between $2,500, minus the $850 that you already paid, $1,650, which I'm awarding you on your counterclaim, which means that now you got what you bargained for, which was $2,500 for the car. They get back the damaged car that they had an accident with, and everybody goes away happy, especially me. Isn't that wonderful?
Thank you. I have a question, Your Honor. During the time he stole the car the first time, I had some medication in the vehicle that I had filled prior that night. And when he returned my vehicle, I go out there, my medication is gone. Is gone.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Maupin. Where do you get your medication from?
My doctor.
You have insurance?
Yes.
So what's your copay?
Nothing.
Nothing. Good, so you're not out any money.
No, the state
Perfect.
is.
Judgment on the counterclaim in the amount of $1,650. Did she sign the title?
Yeah, this is case number 364 on the calendar in the matter of Mason versus Massey, Judge. The parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Mason, it is your claim that the defendant, while a guest in your home, stole some money from you.
Yes.
And the defendant said, never took anything. I don't know what she's talking about. Was he a friend of yours?
A coworker, and at that time he was a friend, yes.
You were having a party?
It was more like a get-together. I wouldn't say it was a huge party.
How many people were at the house?
8, I believe.
8, including you and your husband?
My husband wasn't there at that time. Including me, it was about 8.
But your husband was also present in the house that night?
Yes, he came in around 2 a.m.
And he was a co-worker of yours?
Yes.
Where do you work, sir?
We work at a place called Nielsen Media Research.
How long have you worked together?
About 2 months now. We started at the exact same time. We were in the same training class, and that's how we got to be acquainted with one another.
Where did you work before that, Mr. Massey?
Actually, right before this, I worked at a place called Publishers Printing for 2 or 3 months. But the drive, I don't drive, and my mom was having to take me, and it was just too much trouble. This place is like 1 mile from the house. It's real close. I walk sometimes.
Great. Okay, Miss Mason, tell me about the theft from your house.
That night when I had went to bed, the money was on my bookcase. I woke up in the morning, I'm going to say about 8:30. He had come in my room. He had stayed in our guest room because he had just fallen asleep there. And he came in, and we were talking.
And where was your husband?
He was downstairs doing laundry.
Go ahead.
And I had just, gotten up out of my bed, and I went downstairs to get a sweatshirt. But when I had went down the stairs, my money was there. I saw my bookcase, which is right next to my bedroom door. I saw it. And when I came back up, he had met me on the top of my stairs. So I didn't go back into my room before we left. And when I came back home, my money was gone.
Came back home when?
From dropping him off, taking him home.
And what time was that?
Between 10 and 10:30 a.m.
How many people live in your home?
Me, my husband, and my son.
How old is your son?
He's 4.
Okay. I read your complaint very carefully, Miss Mason. Your complaint says, by 4 a.m. everyone was gone, so I went up to my room. I made sure that the $500 I had been saving for a cell phone and Christmas shopping was still nudged between the book and a box of magic erasers. The money was folded in half, and the corner was visible to the eye.
Yes.
This says you did this at 4 o'clock in the morning, not at 8 o'clock in the morning when you said he came into your room.
I did. I checked my money at 4. That's when I went to bed. And I got up at 8, and it was still there.
Well, you don't say that you checked it here at 8. You said that you checked it at 4. I didn't understand, Madam, why anyone would have a party at their house and leave money at a place where you would see the money if you were hiding it. If you're hiding money, you hide money so that you don't see it. You put it in a certain place so it would be safe, right?
Yes.
So I didn't understand why you would put it someplace where it would be safe and let a corner of the money stick out.
It wasn't so much that I was hiding it from anybody. Nobody should have been in my room.
All right. Let's move on. So what you're saying is the reason you believe that the defendant stole your money is because he had access to it, and as far as you knew, he was the only one who was there in between the times that you saw it, present and missing.
Yes.
You have any other proof that he stole your money?
My mother had spoken with him on the phone.
Good morning.
Your daughter says that you spoke to the defendant about this.
I did, Your Honor.
May I interject for a moment, Judge?
No.
Okay. I was saying...
No.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I spoke to the defendant about 3 or 4 days after that. I said to him, I know you stole the money out of the home. He said I didn't. He denied it. I kept telling him, you did take that money out of that home. He said that he did not take it, but he did.
Okay. Did he say anything else?
No. He just told me he did.
Okay, man, when this woman called me, first of all, she never identified herself as Laura's mom.
I don't care. Why are you responding so? The woman didn't inculpate you at all in this crime. Why are you so insistent upon responding?
Okay, it's just that she called up and told me that she was a police officer and said that she was, this and that.
She has difficulty.
Clearly.
You have been arrested, Mr. Massey?
Yes.
For what?
DUIs.
How many?
3. That's
that
why I
you
don't drive. I
Is
walk
that
to
why
work.
you don't drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Other than DUIs, have you ever been arrested for anything else?
I have.
Is not an answer.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The drug, like marijuana.
When?
2004.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
So, you drink too much and you smoke a little marijuana?
Well, I did.
You did. You don't anymore?
No.
Ever been arrested for theft?
Nope, never.
What kind of money do you earn?
$8.50 an hour.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom because when I got my DUIs, I had to go to jail for a little while, so I had to move back with my mom. I'd owned a house and everything else, but that just, you do get locked up, you lose that stuff.
Okay. Miss Mason, it's possible that Mr. Massey took your money. It's possible, but you have to prove it.
Well, he did admit it to my mom.
No, that's not what she said at all. She said he kept denying it. Your mother never.
He admitted it.
I was on a three-way phone call with...
Now she all of a sudden remembers. Listen to me. She testified.
Yes.
I heard her. You have to have proof that he's a thief. Now, it's possible that he took your money. It's also possible that somebody else who was there took your money.
No.
Well, according to you, you had at least 8 people coming in and out of your house. That's what happens.
Yes.
Sometimes money gets taken. And it is possible that Mr. Massey is one of the people who was there, took your money. But there's insufficient proof for me to feel comfortable to label him a thief. Thank you. That's all. The case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her husband came home, caught her in bed with another dude when I was there.
My husband knows what I do. I'm not worried about it.
He was fall down drunk at the end of the night.
I think he's been smoking a little bit too much.
There's real wacky stuff going on.
A little one too many brain cells might be completely dead.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Estes versus French. Step forward, please.
Patricia Estes is suing neighbor Lori French for the cost of a peacock and for damage to her property.
Miss Estes, you claim that Miss French's dogs killed your pet peacock.
Yes.
And you want to be compensated. And Miss French says that there is absolutely no proof that her dogs killed your pet peacock. You live in a relatively rural area. There are lots of animals that are the same. Okay. When did this allegedly happen?
It's March the 3rd of this year.
Was the peacock in an enclosed fence?
Yes. Let me show you, give you a copy of the map and show you on our map.
Bert, could I have a copy of Miss Estes'
And
map?
Mrs. French, if she wants to.
I love people who are prepared. Could you give her a copy, too, so she can follow along?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good.
I live at the end of a dirt road, and this is my house here. I'm on 5 acres. And there's a fence around my yard, the inner yard. Mrs. French's dogs, they live 2 parcels down. It's not like we're right next to each other. And my neighbor across the street, who I have today as a witness, that saw what happened, and she lived right across from me.
Okay. Got it. Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
My name's Corey Kell.
Tell me what you observed on the 3rd of March.
I take my kids to school at around 8:30, 8:45 every morning. Came right back, and when I came back, Mrs. French's dog had her peacock in its mouth.
That is not a true statement that she's just made.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So you brought the dogs inside and then went to work?
Right.
Well, somebody let them out.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Animal control doesn't spend their time going into people's yards stealing their dogs.
And later today,
Did you call your father to ask him to bail you out? It's not an answer.
I didn't.
She didn't ask me, she begged me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Estes claims her peacock was killed by Lori French's dog.
What kind of dog was it that you saw attack her bird?
I don't know what kind. It's a mixed dog. It looks like a cross between a German Shepherd and a Lab. It's short-haired.
And there's no question in your mind that the dog that you saw, you had seen before?
100% sure. On Thanksgiving of last year, we had our family up and we took a walk and we actually met Miss French, and I met all of her dogs at that time, which was 4 months prior to this. Okay. Her dogs are always running up and down our road, getting in the way, trying to get in my yard every time I leave my house.
So the dogs are out. Why do your dogs get out, Miss French?
My dogs are in my yard. I have never seen my dogs out of my yard. She's saying that my dogs are in her yard with her 4 vicious Labradors.
No, that's not what she's saying at all.
She said that she just saw my dogs in her yard.
She said they're running up and down the road.
Well, I beg to differ that.
Okay.
I have some pictures that shows their house with the gate open and their dogs in front of the house.
Can I see it, please?
Inside their yard.
Can I see it, please? Were your dogs picked up by animal control on December 7th, Miss French?
Let me
the answer
see
is either yes or no.
Yes.
Where were they picked up?
I do not know. On that morning at 7 a.m., it was about 22 degrees that morning. I had brought my dogs into the home, and I had consequently gone to work about 10 o'clock that morning. When I returned, there was a note on my gate that said my dogs had been picked up by animal control.
Who else lives in your house?
I have 2 daughters, well, 3
How old
daughters
are they?
actually. 20-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and my husband.
So there are other adults in the house?
Yes.
So you brought the dogs inside and then went to work?
Right.
Well, somebody let them out.
Well...
Ms. French, somebody let them out.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Animal control doesn't spend their time going into people's yards stealing their dogs.
Correct.
Oh, good. So we know that your dogs have gotten out, and it's probably not the first time they've gotten out. Somebody in your household isn't responsible, Miss French. You're responsible for this peacock.
Do I get to...
You weren't home. You don't know what happened. Only she knows. She's
yes,
an
but I
eyewitness.
do have some... well, her house, according to this, is not even in the correct position.
I don't care what's not in the position. I have to rely on what she says. There is no reason for me to disbelieve what she says to me, because after she saw it, she reported it to the plaintiff. So there is no reason for me to disbelieve her. You, on the other hand, were not home. Right. Now, I'm prepared to hear you.
Okay.
I'm prepared to hear you, but I'm telling you that I believe what she says, that she saw a dog that she has identified as your dog, which she has seen numerous times because she has spoken to you. You've introduced her to your dogs, according to her, and I absolutely believe her.
Okay.
So
the woman
prepared
I
to
met
hear-
was a blonde, so
listen to me. You know, I used to be a blonde too.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
I found the neighbor's boxer in my yard on that Saturday, December 9th, chasing my livestock and my horses. I yelled at her. She left the yard. 15
Which
minutes
neighbor are you
later,
talking
the
about?
neighbor that's in between our 2 homes. 15 minutes later, I come back and that dog is still chasing my livestock. I had to physically take her to the neighbor's home and put her
What
back
does that
in the
have
yard.
to do with this incident? This is not
This
a boxer. A boxer is not a husky.
I'm saying that I have livestock that have disappeared. Out of my yard, she's saying that she's... I would
Oh,
like to
Miss
know
French.
even what dog she's accusing of doing this, because I haven't even got that.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll tell you. Go ahead.
The one that looks like a German Shepherd lab mix with short hair.
You have a picture of that dog?
It's in the pictures there that you have, Your Honor.
Did you give her these pictures, Bird, and ask her if she can identify the dog that she's talking about?
This one right there.
Yeah.
The short-haired one. I also have a report.
This one? Okay. Show it to the defendant. Can I see the report from Animal Control while he's showing that to the defendant?
Yes, she said that I've admitted to Animal Control that my dogs did this. I have not spoken to Animal Control, even after numerous attempts to contact them.
Animal Control says that they returned several times. No one was at home. That's to your house. And each time they were there, they left a notice. According to the Animal Control person, I have been unable to make contact with the suspect dog owner to resolve this matter. In any event, I'm satisfied, Miss French, that it was your dog that was responsible for the dead peacock.
Well,
Now,
I have excuse me.
Miss French, your dog killed the peacock.
Well, I have incidents documented.
Period.
2 dogs that look very similar to my dogs that have roamed this neighborhood.
Then
coming
that's
from her own
unfortunate
direction.
for your dogs. Your dogs were just picked out of a lineup. What was the cost of the peacock?
$450 for a male peacock with full tail feathers.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $450. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, he was a pet. I mean, he'd come when you call him and he'd eat out of your hand.
If it was my beloved $500 bird,
And I have pictures showing where he would be up on the table and we'd be talking to him.
it would not be roaming loose in my yard.
Oh, yes, Mr. Peabody. That's his name.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peregrine versus Fleener, step forward, please.
Terry Peregrine is suing his daughter, Heather Fleener, for unpaid rent and bail money.
Mr. Peregrine, the defendant is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that she owes you some money. She
Yes.
owes you money for rent and for bailing her out of jail.
That's correct.
Your daughter says that she fell on some financial hard times, that you agreed to help her out, that you were being a good father, and that but for your wife, who is not her mother, we would not be standing here today. Right?
Yes.
How old are you, Miss Fleener?
32.
You married?
Yes.
Is this your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
You have children?
Yes, I have 2.
Your father, according to his complaint, let you move into a home that was bequeathed to you and a sibling. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you needed a place to live, he bought out the sibling. So he now had the house. He allowed you and your husband and children to move in there at a modest rent of $400 a month, which didn't even, according to him, cover the mortgage. The agreement was that you were going to pay him the $400 a month. So far, is that correct?
Yes.
When did you move in?
I moved in the end of February 2006.
Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, so far.
When did you stop paying rent?
I believe the last month I paid was November 2006.
So you didn't pay December, January, and February. 3 months?
Yes.
Why?
I lost my job.
What about him?
He was in a car accident in December, so he hasn't been able to work since then.
You stopped paying in November.
Right.
Well, what were you doing, anticipating the car accident?
No, I wasn't anticipating the car accident by any means.
Well, if you stopped paying in November, you didn't
Right.
pay November's rent.
You're right.
And if he was in a car accident in December, that doesn't make sense to me,
I
Miss
guess
Flynn.
I started buying Christmas presents for my kids and decided
Well, that's
what I did.
that's irresponsible.
You're right.
That's irresponsible. Everybody pays rent or a mortgage or something. You don't buy presents until you pay your bills.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You're supposed to pay rent too.
Yeah.
What do you do all day?
Take care of my kids.
What does she do all day?
She worked.
For whom?
I worked for Olin Mills. I'm a photographer.
How much do you earn?
I no longer work for them, no. Not anymore.
Well, who do you work for?
I'm not working right now. He started working a couple weeks ago.
He says he stays home and takes care of his kids.
Not anymore.
Well, that's what I did when she was working. I stayed home. But through them 3 months we didn't pay rent, that's when I was looking for a job.
And she was buying Christmas presents. How many months do they owe you for rent?
They owe those 3, and they also they were behind 2 months, half the rent for March and April of '06.
March and April.
I only received $200 for those months.
Why?
That, when we first moved in, neither of us had a job then. That was before I started working, so I didn't get caught up.
When did you get arrested?
In January.
For what?
When I was taking pictures, I was falsely accused of giving pictures away for free, so I was arrested for theft.
Is that case still pending?
Yes.
Did you call your father to ask him to bail you out?
I called him because we didn't have a phone at home to go and let my husband know what was going on.
You mean you didn't ask your father to bail you out? There's not an answer.
I didn't, I guess.
Your
How
Honor,
much was
she-
the bail?
$505, and she didn't ask me, she begged me.
What did she say?
She was crying, and she said, "Dad, please bail me out of jail. I'll promise you I'll give you the money back as soon as I can."
You owe your father $2,105. Any reason why you shouldn't pay him?
Well, I believe that there are other people that owe him much more than what I owe him, which would be my little brother that isn't here today with me, but...
Yeah?
And he doesn't ask him for any money back.
And he don't have no kids, neither.
Let me explain something to you. If he wants to shower one of his children with gifts and money, that's his prerogative. You want to know why? It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with his money. Just like when you earn your money, you can do whatever you want with your money. And you, sir, when you earn your own money, can do whatever you want with your money. And if you want to buy your 12-year-old child an Xbox, and if you want to buy your 5-year-old child nothing, that's your prerogative. Not that I necessarily believe you. But if that's the excuse that you've set up in your own mind with his help, because he evidently thinks, well, because he made 2 children, that gives him some sort of a license and prerogative to take money from people, that gives you no license at all. Anything makes babies. Fish make babies, dogs make babies, cats make babies, elephants make babies, people make babies. That doesn't make them a father. You know what makes somebody a father? When they take care of their babies. Then they become a father. Not when somebody else takes care of their babies by paying for a roof over their head. That makes them a father. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of the children that you make. You owe your father $2,105 and stop making excuses or letting him make excuses for you. Do you understand me?
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Miss Fong, you tell a very, very aggressive story about actions taken by the defendant, who was then your boyfriend. For some reason, which I'm sure you will explain, you decided that you didn't want to prosecute this case criminally. Is that right?
Yes.
When did this incident take place?
January 27.
Tell me what happened on January 27th.
Defendant Albert Chen, he discovered that I was going to display clothes at a forum dance school, and he became very jealous, and
He went with you?
He insisted he has to go. While we were there, he took me into a storage room. He started screaming at me, calling me names. He also attempted to burn my clothes and burn my face using a lighter.
In the storage room?
Yes, he tried to injure me and burn my face.
You managed to get free, according to your complaint, from the storage room. Is that right?
Yes, there are people there, and people knocked on the door. He left, and when I tried to leave, he was there behind my car.
And he got into the car with you?
Yes. So I gave him a ride home. While I was driving, he became, he blew anger at me. He punched in the windshield and tried to break the window. He also pulled the handbrake, tried to stop the car, and he yelled at me and tried to grab me out of the car. He said he wanted to die with me. And there are policemen behind us, and they took him out of the car.
And you were actually taken into custody. Is that right, sir?
No, the police took me out because I have a open can of the beer, and then they thought I was drunk. But
Where did they put you, Mr. Chung?
On the street.
They left you just on the street?
On the street.
You left, is that right?
I told the policeman I was very scared. I do not want the defendant to be in my car again. The police officers told me I could file a police report. And
did you do that?
Yes, I went to a local station and filed a police report.
That night?
That night. And an emergency restraining order was granted to me that night.
And what happened when you got home?
When I stepped into my house, it was close to 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard defendant Albert Chen leave a message on my recording. He sounded angrily on the phone. He threatened me to pick up the phone. I did not pick up the phone. 15 minutes later, the doorbell rang. I knew it was him, so I did not answer. And I tried to call 911. And defendant called in my phone at the same time, so I could not dial out. He threatened me to give him $35 for the taxi fare.
For the cab fare?
Yes. I refused, but he threatened that he'll make a scene out of it and wake up my neighbors. So I brought the money out and gave it to him. He forced his way in. Once he's inside, he grabbed on me and threw me on the ground. He got on top of me. He twisted my wrist. He injured my spine and my joint. And he attempted to rape me by pulling down and ripping my pants. And I brought my evidence of the ripped and torn pants.
I don't have to see them.
The elastic was broken.
Go ahead.
And I started screaming, and he stopped. For the rest of the night, he abused me by threatening me to drain the toilet cleaner. He forced me to smell lighter gas. He threatened me that if I reported to police, he would kill me.
How did it come about that he left your apartment?
My mother called about 9 o'clock in the morning. The first time he did not let me answer the phone. I said, if I don't answer, my mother will call the police. Then he let me answer the phone. My mother said she was coming over. So then the defendant left. And I called the police and made the second police report. But I told the police officers that I do not want him to be arrested because I was too scared that this guy will retaliate.
Let me see the police report.
This is the first police report. This is the second one. And the bottom is stated that I asked the officer to not arrest the defendant.
Why?
Because I was too terrified.
Then why do you come to court now, Ms. Fong?
Because it's 4 months after, and also putting him in jail is very intense, that he will become very angry and retaliate. I also have the photos of the policeman took on me. It was kicking on my face that was injured. Also on the damaged carpet, on the damaged closet door, and the damaged portable closet, and also the burned clothes. The policeman also took his lighter and burned clothes for evidence.
All right, Mr. Chung, I have a couple of questions for you, sir, because I've read your answer. Now, there is no question that you did, in fact, pull the emergency brake. Is that right?
Yeah, I did pull the emergency brake, the handbrake, yes. I want to mention why I need to pull the handbrake, because I told her to stop the car because I feel we were arguing in her car and she drives pretty dangerous. That's why
I read your story. That's not a reason to pull a handbrake.
Okay.
She hadn't been drinking that night you had. You had an open can of beer, is that right?
Right.
Okay. So the police took you out of the car. And how long did you stand out on the street waiting for a taxi cab?
Around like an hour and a half.
And you were very angry at that time.
Yes, I was angry.
Then why did you go to her house that night? Because there's no question that you went back to her house. Is that right?
Right.
Now, you didn't live with her.
I did not live with her.
Then why did you go back to her house after being very angry? Listen to me, Mr. Chung, because I'm very smart. You tried to get out of the car. She wouldn't let you out of the car, according to you. You were so frightened of the way she was driving erratically that you pulled the emergency brake on the car, according to you. Is that right?
Yes.
The police came and rescued you. Is that right?
No,
they rescued you by getting you out of the car. Is that right?
Right, that's getting me
That's
out.
according to you. They rescued you by getting you out of the car. Now you're rescued. She can't hurt you anymore with the car. So, quiet.
Excuse
me.
me.
I'm speaking.
Okay.
So you're standing outside for an hour and a half, and it's very late at night.
And
About
very
midnight?
Cold. And midnight.
And very cold.
And really, really cold.
And you don't live with her.
No.
Then why don't you go home?
Because...
No, look at me. Why don't you go home?
Because I was angry, and I heard she told the police I'm making trouble on her, and I was angry. I just wanted to go to her.
So you were angry.
Right.
So now you arrive at her house after having had a little to drink, being out in the cold for an hour and a half, and you're very angry. And what do you do when you get to the house, Mr. Chung?
I want to talk to her.
What do you do? Did you call her and tell her you wanted $35 for a cab?
Oh, I did.
She gave you the $35 for the cab. Is that right?
Right.
Was the cab waiting for you?
They kept waiting for me.
And then you went back upstairs.
Right.
Why did you go back to her apartment?
I was angry, and I know I was stupid. I go back to her house.
So what did you do to her when you got to the apartment?
I argued with her.
Tell me how you argued with her,
Okay.
sir.
I told her, how come she just ignoring me? And when the police come, she told the police just don't know me, something like that, just like her, just like friend.
Are you telling me, sir, that you didn't put your hands on her?
Oh, I never put my hand on her.
No, he's lying.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Manessa Fong says ex-boyfriend Albert Chung injured her during a sexual assault. Manessa says Albert terrorized her over the course of 24 hours.
How long did you stay there that evening?
All night.
Did she ask you to leave?
She never asked me to leave.
That's a lot of baloney, sir. That's baloney. Because even if you were only arguing with her verbally, she would have asked you to leave.
She didn't ask me to leave. She let me sleep in her living room at the floor. She told me, because I'm legally blind, I'm visually impaired, I cannot drive, and it was late, around like 2 o'clock, and she let me sleep in her living room, and next morning she woke me up, and then I left. But we were arguing for a long time.
Right.
Right.
Why do you believe that Miss Fong would have made 2 police reports if you had not threatened her?
Because when the argument, by the time, my language was very strong and insulting her, and she was angry. And I just want to make sure you understand, I didn't do anything physically.
I don't believe that, sir.
her,
I believe that you did something physically to her. I believe that you did. I believe that you went there that night and you were very, very angry.
Right.
And when you are very, very angry, based upon something that you did earlier that evening, you, for whatever reason, wanted her to stop the car, and you pulled the emergency brake up. You could see good enough to pull up the emergency brake.
I don't need to see, I can feel it.
Just like you can feel her face. You pulled up the emergency brake, which means, Mr. Chung, that you have a temper. And what she did later on that evening, which was, according to you, felt sorry for you and let you sleep on the floor of her apartment, that doesn't sound like the kind of woman who would not let you out of a car if you wanted to get out of the car. So you got a temper. You've got a temper.
What's
and I
temper
believe
mean?
that you punched the windshield on the car. I didn't break it, but I believe that you punched it.
I did.
Sure, because you have a temper. And that was before you were standing outside for an hour and a half in the cold at 1 o'clock in the morning. That was before. After you were really mad because she was ignoring you in the ballroom. Right? Good. You better stay away from her. Because, you see this judge? You may get some very nice judge if you go near her again. You may get somebody who will be very sympathetic with the fact that you tell them that you can't see, you're legally blind, you're a poor soul, all right? You can't put your hands on anybody. Never. In anger. And get away with it. And I'm just very sorry that she didn't follow through. But I tell you something else. If you ever go near her again, ever, it is very possible that you're going to get unlucky and get somebody just like me. Do you understand? And if you get somebody just like me, you're going to go to jail. And they don't care what your handicaps are. Do you understand?
Yes.
Keep your hands to yourself and stay far away from her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000 as requested. Stay away from her.
Thank you, Your
You
Honor.
are excused. You may step out.
I was terrified. The defendant was threatening me if I arrest him and put him in jail, he would kill me and my family.
I didn't do it, and if I did it, after the police did the full investigation, I already been in the jail.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCall versus Wilhelm, step forward, please.
71-year-old Bourbon McCall is suing his former friend, 32-year-old student Sandra Wilhelm, for unpaid loans and the cost of a car. Sandra says Bourbon's lawsuit is an attempt to keep her in his life.
Mr. McCall, it is your claim in this complaint that you were romantically involved with the defendant and made a series of loans to her, including a car.
Yes, ma'am.
Then she broke it off, and you want your money back.
Yes, Your Honor.
When and where did you meet Mr. McCall?
I met Sandra at a local pub that we both frequented
Okay. When?
sometime in March, Your Honor.
And when did you make this first loan?
Well, the first thing that happened, I had bought a computer, and Sandra agreed to come over and download it for me. Then she'd had an accident, and she had picked up a DUI, and her car was wrecked. So I then called her and asked her if I could be of any help to her. She said, well, my mother's got a car, that 88 Crown Victoria. Her mother was asking $2,300 for the car. I gave Sandra $2,300. We went in. She gave us the title. We then proceeded to go down and get it plated and titled.
Did you expect Miss Wilhelm to pay you back the money?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you ever tell her that?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Shh, quiet. When did you tell her that?
I told her that before we bought the car. I said,
What did you say?
I said, if we buy a car, I'll help you get a car. But I said, I want title to that car. She said, well, how am I going to get plates and insurance and the rest of it? Why don't we just purchase a vehicle? You'll have the first lien on the vehicle so that I'm protected.
Well, the truth of the matter is, you really are not terribly protected. All you are, if you had title to the car, is you're exposed in case she has an accident, in case she doesn't get insurance.
Well, she did that.
I know, but that's a problem. Miss Wilhelm, first of all, how old are you?
32.
How old are you, sir?
71.
Okay. Miss Wilhelm, this, whatever kind of relationship you had with the plaintiff was of relatively short duration. I read your answer very clearly, and your answer says that he clearly wanted more from the relationship than you were prepared to give him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Can I see the title to the car, please?
Yes.
Who
I
has
just
the
have
title?
a certificate of title.
I'd like to see it, please.
Here's a copy of the title.
And I'd like to see the certificate of
This is Exhibit B and C showing the registration and the application.
I just want the title to the car.
He has the title.
This is a copy. Who has
Yeah.
the original?
I have the original at home. I just made a copy of it, Your Honor.
Well, that wasn't very smart, sir.
Well, I'm not.
That wasn't very smart because I read the defendant's answer very clearly. She says, Bourbon's goal was to control me. When I didn't respond to his advances, he became increasingly hostile. Is that true?
That is correct.
Eventually, I told him that he could have the car back because it's not worth the harassment. That's what you wrote. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
Good. Sign the title over to him. Sign it over. Now.
He has the title.
You're going to sign the copy. We'll conform it. Show where to sign, Bird, would you please? You're getting good at that.
Where? He told me he didn't want the car, Your Honor.
Sign the title over to him.
Signature of seller. And print your name.
Now, give it to him, please. Thank you, Bird. Perfect. Now, let's get to the second part of your lawsuit is you made a series of loans to the defendant. When did they start?
Started after we had purchased the automobile. She just needed money time after time, and I felt like we were committed enough. We'd already committed that we would go to Texas once she got through her ordeal, and that she would move with me, take the kids. She wanted out of Indiana, so did I.
She's 40 years your junior.
Yes, I know, Your Honor.
Very foolish.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very foolish. Do you have a promissory note, sir?
No, Your Honor.
You gave her money for a lawyer.
Yes,
How much money did you give her for a lawyer?
$500.
Not true.
You gave her money to pay her mortgage?
$500.
Did you ever get a note from her for any of those things?
No, Your Honor, I was too involved.
Well, you were too involved, and that's what you get when you're too involved.
That's
so
right.
You don't get paid for that.
That's right.
That's stupidity.
Well, I said that myself to myself.
Well, if you said it to yourself, unfortunately, you got to listen to me say it to you again.
That's okay.
So this was a lesson that cost you perhaps a couple of $1,000s. Miss Wilhelm says that you never gave her any money, I assume. Is that right?
That's correct.
Never gave you any money?
No.
I don't know whether I believe you that he never gave you any money. I sort of think he probably did. In any event, you knew each other for a total of maybe 8 weeks. In the 8 weeks, the plaintiff was out a substantial amount of money. I can't get you back all the money that you were out, sir, because I really feel as if you didn't have a contract with her with regard to these cash loans that you made to her, cash gifts that you made to her. But clearly, it was your intention to have a hold on the car, which was the largest amount of money that you turned over to the plaintiff, by having your name placed as a lien holder on the car. That is some evidence of a debt. That is why you got your car back. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Rest of your claim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
No good deed goes unpunished. Miss McCracken, according to your complaint, you moved in to the defendant's home with your family. You were having a difficult time. You were living in a small apartment.
Right.
You have 3 children?
No, I have 4, Your Honor.
Did all 4 children move into the home?
Yes.
So they allowed you to come and live in their home with an agreement that you would pay some modest rent.
No, that's not true.
No rent.
This is what
That's
happened.
right.
This is what happened.
Just a second.
Kathy.
Just answer my questions.
No.
Let me
that's,
talk.
okay, that's not true.
So there was no agreement to pay rent?
No agreement at all.
Fine. So that they invited you to come into their home with your 4 children out of the goodness of their hearts?
No, we had made an agreement. Okay, this is the agreement. She took my dog. I think it was August. Yes, it was August when I moved into an apartment. I couldn't have the dog there. I stayed there in the apartment for about 9 or 10 months. I don't know.
I just get to the point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What was the arrangement? Either you were going to pay them rent or you weren't going to pay them rent.
I can't answer that because I had moved in and Kathy had not given me, we had not sat down and talked about the amount yet because they were too busy going through my stuff.
Oh, right. Just a second. So what you're telling me was when you moved into their home with your 4 children, there was no agreement to pay rent. That's what you said.
No, I'm sorry. Ma'am, I'm nervous. I am nervous. I'm tired. There was an agreement. We had not discussed. I can't say a total amount because we had never came to agreement on the amount of money. She needed to go over her mortgage payments to find out exactly how much it was going to take to save her house because her husband was a loser and
Miss
didn't work.
Miss McCracken, don't editorialize for me.
Okay,
The moment you moved into the house,
was-
I'm speaking, at the moment you moved into the house, you did not give them any rent. Let's do that.
Oh, no. I gave them money before I went in to the house,
fine.
and
Just
I
as
gave
good.
them food stamps.
Just a second. Did you give them any money when you moved with your 4 children into their house? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did you give them? I'm not talking food stamps.
$60 I gave Kathy before I even moved into the house because she needed to send it to Las Vegas to her friend named Jet.
All right, $60. What other money did you give her?
I got her son some diapers and
I'm not talking about
that's
Sun
$20.
Target. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. So
I was only
if
there a few days.
But your stuff was here much longer.
Miss Labrum,
I'm sorry.
I don't want you to talk to her.
Okay, I'm
Because
sorry,
you
Your
won't
Honor.
give it to me.
This is what your lawsuit is about. You say that he assaulted one of your children.
Yes, he
which
did.
That's
forced
not
you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to put you out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Which forced you to move out of the house. And when you moved out of the house, you didn't take a lot of your stuff with you, and you're suing also for $5,000 for your stuff and for the assault on your son.
Your Honor,
what
that's
you-
correct. Kathy assaulted my son Saturday night, my son Michael. She hit him in the face with a book. They were in the garage going through my stuff. She claimed this book belonged to her, and she attacked my son and hit him in the face with it. My son turned around and called the police the next morning on her, and
And what
John
happened?
lied. John lied to the police and
incredible.
told him that Kathy did not hit my son because he didn't want his wife going to jail because he knew he didn't have a job, and they'd lose the whole house and everything.
If that were
So-
the case, why didn't you move out that day?
I'm going to tell you,
I'm sorry.
Miss Labrum, do it once more and you're out. Do you understand? You don't want to
Yes.
be out of here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was
Okay.
really upset.
Okay. Now, is that the attack that you're talking about?
No,
That caused
Your
you to
Honor.
move out?
No.
Well, let's hear about the attack that caused you to move out.
This happened the next day. My son, after he had called the police on Kathy for hitting him in the face with a book, the next day John took it upon himself to tell my son to get the F out of his house.
And how old is your son?
16.
Okay, is he here?
No.
Where is he?
He's incarcerated.
For what?
I don't really want to say, Your Honor. It doesn't matter. It
does matter.
It does.
Okay. Okay.
Listen to me. Sit down. Maybe that'll keep you quiet.
Yes, Your Honor.
The next stop is the door. Okay. So tell me about this alleged assault by John.
John told my son what happened.
To get out.
Yes, to get out. Michael said, no problem. He's laughing. And he started to get up and walk out. John jumped up and rushed my son. Tried to push him through the window.
Were you there?
Yes, I was right there. Kathy was right there.
And you
John,
witnessed
he
it.
jumped.
And you said he jumped up and pushed him.
Yes, he tried to push him through the window. And then my son turned around. They were fighting. Both of them were fighting. And Michael ended up getting John on the ground. And he started choking him. I mean, you got a 40-year-old man jumping a 16-year-old kid. That's uncalled for. And I didn't know what to do. I'm not going to jump in the middle of that. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I would like for my son to explain because he's the one that helped get Michael. You be quiet. I'm sorry.
Listen,
He helped get
listen to
Michael.
me. I'm basing my decision on what you tell me. You were a witness. And there was an argument between this man who told your 16-year-old son to get out of the house because he had just called, I'm speaking, because your 16-year-old son had just called the police on his wife. You were living in the house or whatever. Clearly, it was a bad idea. I'm not interested in the assault. I'm not interested in the assault. Let's get to the property. You ultimately moved out.
I moved out
That
right
day.
after that. Right
Fine.
Immediately. I grabbed what I could and I took my kids and got out of there because
You didn't take, listen to me, you didn't take all your children. One of your children stayed with them.
No, we all left. He went back. My other son, that's why I'd like to call him up here. And
Just
let
a second. Your other son went back. For how long?
Well, about a month and a half.
Step up here. Tell me your last name.
My last name is McCracken.
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
You went back and stayed in the defendant's home for, according to your mother, a month and a half after this incident.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Because I was having problems with my own mother.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gail McCracken says former landlords Kathy and John Labrum won't return her personal property. Gail also says that John violently attacked her 16-year-old son.
Okay. Now, you weren't afraid of the defendant?
Oh, no.
You weren't afraid of his wife?
No.
So you were having difficulty with your own mother, had absolutely no fear of the defendants, and went back to live with them?
Yes.
Did they charge you any rent?
No.
They were very nice to you?
Yeah.
They took care of you?
Yes.
Good. Sit down.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I also want to bring up the fact that I don't know why John turned against my dog. This is how this all started.
God.
I had them take care of my dog. Kathy agreed to take care of my dog while I lived in this apartment. Okay? And then half the time, John would call me up and say, Auntie Gail, oh, Auntie Gail, would you mind babysitting their little boy? Well, they would bring their son to me and leave him with me for 3 or 4 days, and I'd have to call him and say, you guys,
I don't want to
bring
hear
some diapers
you.
out.
Is this after you moved out?
This is before.
I'm not interested in before. You want to tell me something about your dog?
Okay, this is what happened. Because I had to live in the apartment, they took my dog, and while they had him there, he ended up with cancer. I had to get treatment for him. And then John kept calling him Neck afterwards, and I'd like to present this.
Listen to me. When you left,
him, Your
listen to
Honor.
me. When
He's
you
dead
left,
now.
hey,
I'm
you're not
sorry.
listening to me. Your dog was living in their house for a long period of time, even when you weren't living there.
Right, Kathy agreed to this.
I don't care what she sounds like. A very nice person to me. Now, you say something happened to your dog. You want to tell me about what happened to your dog after you left their house, after the altercation?
Yes, I do. I went to go, that Friday, I had the Fresno Rescue Mission. They had provided me with a truck and a driver and another guy to help me with my stuff. I went over there to get it. Kathy decided not to let me have my stuff. And we argued about it, and I said, I just want to get my stuff, that's all. And she says, give me the key. As soon as she got the key in her hand, she ran over there and hit the garage door and shut the garage. I tried 3 times to bounce it back up.
The dog, madam. Oh, yeah. You want to tell me about the dog, which is what I asked you.
She goes, oh, here, take your dog with you. that I've been taking care of. And when he came out, he had a stab wound, and it's just blood running everywhere. He was oozing. And the vet said that that stab wound helped the cancer to come back. And I had to have him put down not even a month after this.
Miss McCracken, something wrong with you. I don't believe that somebody who took care of your dog for months because you couldn't keep it, kept your 18-year-old son for months without charging him any rent because they felt sorry for him. I'm speaking. You told me in your complaint that they stabbed your dog to death. Now you
Not
tell
to
me.
death. I never put,
Now you tell me that they stabbed your dog with a screwdriver, is what you say here.
It
Our
looked like a
dog died.
screwdriver.
This is devastating. Now you tell me that this stab wound caused the cancer to come back,
That's
which is what the
vet
dog
said, Your Honor. He was a family pet.
I'm going to deal with this case very quickly. Mr. Labor,
Yes,
you say that you wanted the stuff out of your house.
absolutely.
Where is the stuff now?
She has mostly everything. We have like maybe 20, 30 boxes of basically letters and knickknacks and stuff like that.
Okay, where are all these letters and knickknacks?
They are on our back covered patio.
Okay. Miss, shh. You're showing him a tape. Is it on the tape that the boxes are there?
No.
May I speak?
No, I didn't ask anything yet.
I'm sorry.
The tape,
Good.
The tape is the day that they picked up what they could on one load and some of the damages to our home and the infestation of cockroaches, which that's why I was going through their stuff to rid the roaches so they didn't infest our house.
Can I please present this to you, please? These people are not the nice people that you're claiming. I mean, I'm not
claiming that they're nice people, madam. I'm just saying that you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes.
I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's
Sure you
eyes.
are.
All I've tried to do is get my stuff back from day one.
Perfect. You're going to get all your stuff back within 3 days. You provide the mover. After 3 days from today, if you do not show up to pick that up, your stuff can be thrown out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen to me. Thrown out.
I hear you.
You
I
have
don't
3
think it's
days
funny.
from today.
I do understand you. I
3 days.
Thank you.
3
But, Your Honor,
days.
I want to say one thing. I don't think it's funny at all. My dog's
Oh,
dead. My kids have gone through nothing but pure, I can't say the word, that they put us through because I had to leave because he attacked my son. And the police didn't even do anything. I mean, how does a grown man attack a kid?
Listen to me, madam.
It's crazy.
Listen to me, madam. I don't believe that there was an attack on your son. What I believe was that there was an altercation between these two people, and the altercation was precipitated by the fact that your 16-year-old son called the police on his wife after they had been good enough to let your family move into their home without paying them a dime. Things couldn't be as terrible as you suggest because you're 18. I'm speaking. Because your 18-year-old son, rather than going with you, I'm speaking, went back to live with them, expense-free, for a month and a half. For a month and a half.
Built-in babysitter.
Built-in babysitter. No, he said he was going back to live with them because he was having problems with you.
He also didn't tell you everything that he witnessed, Your Honor.
Miss McCracken, you're not getting a quarter, not a penny, not a sue.
I don't
You're getting
care.
your
I
stuff
just want
back.
my stuff. It's all
Perfect.
I've
Then
ever
we don't
wanted,
have to
Your
talk
Honor.
anymore.
May I speak? Please.
No.
Please.
But Your
No.
Honor.
No.
This-
No, not yet. Madam, you are getting closer to that door.
My heart is...
You're getting closer to that door. When I want to hear from you, I'll call you. You got it? Now, let's talk about damages to the home. That I want to see. Now your wife can stand up here. She's getting closer to being able to speak. Closer, not there yet. Stand up. Okay. I'd like to see the tape.
Here you go.
Sure than a porno.
That's the carpet right there. There's no padding. The dog chewed the padding all up.
Did you allow the dog to come into your house?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the garage
But she
door.
agreed to pay the damages, though. That's the
Oh,
gar-
well, I'll get to that in a second. What is that?
That's the garage door where the dog just scratched the heck up out of the door.
Yes.
You're lying.
Miss McCracken.
I didn't put those scratches
That
there.
was never there. You're lying, John.
Miss McCracken, I want you to be quiet. Okay. You say there was an agreement with Miss McCracken to pay for the damage done by the dog. Is that
Correct.
right?
That's correct.
Who was that made with?
Me and Gail. Gail and I were the ones that made all agreements. That's why
Oh,
John is
so
really the
tell me-
wrong person to be talking.
Just pay attention to me.
Okay.
So far, he's not doing a bad job. I want to hear what arrangements you made with her with regard to paying for any damage the dog did to your home.
May I speak now, Your Honor?
Now I just asked you a question.
Thank
you can
you.
answer my question.
Okay. The arrangement that we made was when I took the dog, 2 dogs, both male, not neutered, she told me it would be for approximately 2 weeks. These dogs were there for 9 months. One, we had to not allow to stay because the 2 dogs would constantly fight. That's why the bedroom was damaged, because she said that when one has to, you have to keep one inside, one outside, because they would fight. So I'd have to take one, lock it in the bedroom, take it outside, so the other one could go to the bathroom. I cleaned up their blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, she had agreed. She said, any damages that these dogs do while on your property, I will pay for. And also, during the surgery that she said that the dog had, I cleaned its wounds.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, my
That's
God.
why I've taken back to the vet twice.
So the
Ms.
agreement was
McCracken,
she would pay
I'm
for
going to
any
dismiss
damages.
your lawsuit in total. Do you understand that? I think that, quite frankly, you got some nerve to sue them. I
Your
really
Honor,
do. I'm speaking.
I would like to produce this, please.
Oh, she's dying to show me something.
Sure, she wanted me to move in to help her finalize her divorce, okay? She's scared to death,
I'm
and this
divorced.
is her rap she laid on me to move into the house.
I don't, madam.
Neither one of them were working at the time, Your Honor.
Listen to me. She took care of your dogs for 9 months.
Your Honor.
I'm speaking. She took care of your kid for 2 months after you moved out because he was afraid to live with you.
He was never there.
Oh, Miss McCracken, you've got a lot of nerve. Now, either you people are dumb to have allowed this to happen in your house.
It's embarrassing.
Or just, or I don't know what. Clearly,
Big heart.
clearly, there's something wrong with you.
No, I have a big
Clearly,
heart.
there's
No,
something
yeah,
wrong
you
with
have a
you.
big heart.
And I don't understand
Gail?
what it is. All right, so let's talk about it. I do believe that there was an agreement, because otherwise you would be crazy to keep these dogs, that whatever damage the dogs did, she would take care of.
She never
Because
had all those
that
dogs.
sounds logical to me.
Absolutely.
It doesn't sound reasonable to me that you would keep these dogs that were doing damage to your house, and one dog was returned to you. Is that right?
The one
Speak.
dog she'd only
Just-
had for a little time. And
It
he
was
tore up the
returned
carpet,
to
and
you.
I took him to the SPCA. 'Cause I
It
couldn't do
was
anything with him.
returned to you.
I just want to say she
No, I
stated
don't
that
want
the
you to
dogs
say
were there
anything.
9 months. There was only one dog there.
I understand that.
Okay, the other dog was only there a little bit. Okay?
I said that.
Oh, something wrong with you. Should have
I'm
stayed
mad.
away from her longer.
I'm very mad.
No, you can be very mad, but
And
you
he's
have absolutely
lying.
no
I don't
basis to be
appreciate
very
you
mad.
talking about my mother like that, all right?
I want to tell you something.
All right?
He's got him. You have a nerve filing a complaint against them for $5,000. I have no idea why you think that you are entitled to claim $5,000 in damages against these people. Absolutely none. You moved with your 4 children into their home, which, believe me, to have
Big
5
mistake.
people in the home, not paying a quarter, by the way, not a quarter, nothing, except your food stamps.
Oh, I stocked her whole refrigerator and had to leave and had nothing, no money, no nothing.
Kids have to
And you
eat.
took all the food with you when you left,
kept
Gail.
it, Kath,
All
for
right,
money.
quiet. Okay, the only thing she's getting out of this lawsuit is getting her stuff.
Thank God. Thank
3
you,
days.
Your Honor.
And
I
what you're
appreciate
getting on your counterclaim is the $120 that you got as an estimate to repair the carpet. Don't be foolish again. You do not invite strangers into your home. Do you understand?
Strange.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very
Don't
strange.
invite strangers into your home.
She also agreed to have our house sprayed for the roaches she brought in, too.
I thought, you
Listen
know
to
what?
me.
I
Listen
told
to
him
me.
in
You
the
may have had
beginning.
roaches in there, and I don't.
I've never before.
And,
You're right.
And maybe not.
Absolutely
But is it-
not.
when the
I
agreement
told
she
him
made is
before
an
I would
agreement,
put everything in
though?
storage until and
Don't
get rid of it,
do
bomb
it.
it, and do it all. And
Never.
no, bring it in
Do you
here. They
understand?
needed my money
Never.
for their house.
Ever.
They were going to lose their
embarrassing that-
house.
Vermont versus Williford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Lamont, according to the complaint, the defendant is your ex-boyfriend, and you claim that you loaned him some money.
Yes.
Defendant says that you actually owe him money because a while ago you wrecked his car or truck. First, tell me about this truck. You were driving his truck. Under what circumstances?
I believe it was in March of 2000.
Yes.
He drove me to Sacramento to go to court there. And on our way
What?
back, I had lived in Sacramento and I received a ticket that I had to go back and pay when I had returned to LA.
Okay.
And on the way back, he asked me to drive so he could sleep. And so I drove. And on the way back, to avoid getting an accident, I swerved off the road and hit a guardrail.
And there was damage to his car.
Yeah, and he never asked me to fix it.
That's
There
a
was-
lie. That's a lie. Man. Cold-hearted. She's lying, Your Honor.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished. As long as you are.
We're going to have a problem.
You take any prescribed medication, sir?
No, ma'am, I ain't on no...
Quiet. You take any prescribed medication?
No, ma'am, I ain't on no
You-
prescribed medication.
You take any other kind of medication?
No, ma'am.
Then behave yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of car was it that was in this accident?
A Ford Ranger.
What year?
99, I believe.
There came a time when you gave him some money towards having the car fixed, according to you. $1,500?
It actually, because I had wrecked the car and he had never asked me to repay him, I decided that when I got the money that I received in a settlement, that I would take it upon myself to take responsibility for the fact that I did crash his truck, and I gave him $1,500.
Okay, that's not the money that you're suing for.
No.
What money are you suing for?
At the same time that I gave him the $1,500, he also asked to borrow $2,000 because he had gotten into some trouble.
What kind of trouble? Doesn't surprise me.
You know, I don't exactly know, but...
What do you think? Tell me what you think, Miss Lamont.
He had gotten in trouble with the drug dealer.
And he needed $2,000.
Yes.
Did he tell you what would happen to him if he didn't give this drug dealer $2,000?
You know, I could only assume at that time from...
So you gave him the $2,000. That's the money that you're suing for.
That I loaned him, yes.
Now, you had a 99 automobile in the year 2000. Had you purchased it for payments or had you paid cash for it?
I paid payments, ma'am.
So if you made payments on the car, the bank requires that you have insurance.
That's correct.
And did you have the car fixed after it was in the accident?
Yes, ma'am. I have
What
the
was-
papers right here to
He
show
didn't
that.
have insurance.
What?
He didn't have insurance.
Well,
he didn't have his license.
You weren't even driving. It ain't your car. You don't know.
Don't speak to her. Remember what I said. Mr. Williford tells me he had insurance, which he must do by law if he's got a financed car. Isn't that right, Bert?
That's absolutely right, Judge.
And I assume that if you had a financed car, they allow you to have some sort of a deductible, usually $500. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So you had out-of-pocket expense of $500.
No, that's wrong.
Well, how could it be wrong, sir? That's the way insurance works.
Well, I didn't go through insurance, man, because she was an unlicensed driver, and she had made the promise to me that she was going to pay me back the damage. Here's the
That's a lie,
estimate
Your
from the
Honor.
car.
No.
She was going
That's
to pay
what
me
you
back.
have insurance for, Mr. Williford.
Yeah, but then your insurance claims go up. I gotta pay more per month. It wasn't worth it. I'd rather pay the cash and get it fixed at the dealership.
Is that what you did?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And that's what your choice was. If you asked the plaintiff to drive your car, and according to you, you knew she was an unlicensed driver, then you took that risk. And if you choose not to go through your insurance, she would certainly be liable for the $500 deductible, because that would have been your out-of-pocket expense. You chose not to do that. Now, in addition to the $1,500 that she gave you to fix the car, you said she gave you another $2,000. What do you claim that was for, Mr. Williford?
I had the $2,000 that she gave me was for fixing my car, a down payment towards the $4,800 total damage. I don't know about no $1,500. I only know about $2,000.
Your Honor, I have the return check.
May I
to me.
see it, please?
It's for $3,100, and also there, and these are the
Well,
statements.
$2,000 and $1,500 does not add up to $3,100. Even I know that.
My money was in my mom's account. Since I had already given him $400, I was only going to give him $1,100 to total $1,500 for what I was giving him, plus the $2,000 he wanted to borrow.
I got you. To the best of your knowledge, has Mr. Williford had any other trouble with drug dealers?
Probably. That was his lifestyle.
Even when you were together?
I had moved away to Sacramento, and in that time, 6 months period, when I came back, he was a total different person.
Different, not for the better.
No.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Williford?
I'm a musician, ma'am.
You work regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
Different studios. I'm working on recording a demo right now.
Is there any record that you ever made that Bird might have heard of?
A record that I made that Bert might have heard of? No, ma'am, I haven't released anything yet.
So who pays you?
My corporation that I work with, people that I'm talking to.
And what kind of musician are you?
I'm a rapper, man.
Bird and I don't know about that.
Oh, man, you're missing out. You don't know. Hip-hop is live.
I know. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse you,
All
step
right,
out.
kid. Let's go. Everything's all good, man. I'm taking care of my life. I'm going on. It's all good.
Yeah, I needed to get the money that I helped him out with, and he needs to take responsibility for it.
Probably be a loser.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Montero versus Hill. Step forward, please.
36-year-old cleaning supervisor Deborah Montero is suing 47-year-old security guard Isaac Hill. Deborah says during a scuffle between her witness and Mr. Hill, she was injured.
Ms. Montero, it's your claim that Mr. Hill is responsible for some injuries that you sustained when he was in some sort of an altercation with someone that you were with.
Yes, my witness.
And he either pushed or shoved that person. That person went into you, causing you to fall, and that's when you sustained the injuries.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. When did this happen and where?
It was November 24th, the day after Thanksgiving, downtown New Haven in Connecticut. I'm part of the clean team. We take care of cleaning the sidewalks and the curbs.
Okay.
I was cleaning the curbs, standing in the street, and Mr. Sullivan had come up and we were talking.
That's Mr. Sullivan?
Yes, that is. We were talking. He was facing me, so his back was to the mall. Then all of a sudden I heard somebody screaming, that's it, I'm tired of this. And like 2 seconds later, Mr. Hill shoved Mr. Sullivan into me. Mr. Sullivan's elbowed me in the mouth and the chin. I pretty much broke Mr. Sullivan's fall with my face.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Montero says she was injured when Isaac Hill pushed her friend, Sam Sullivan. Isaac says Sam threatened to blow up his car.
How were you injured?
When Mr. Sullivan fell back, he elbowed my chin, jilting my neck and twisting my back.
Did you see a doctor?
At the time, no, I did not. But I started to feel neck and back pain from being snapped back. Eventually, it started to get really bad, so I did need to go see a chiropractor.
And you did. About how long after the November 24th incident did you go to see a chiropractor?
About 1 week later.
Did you ever see a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
When did you see a lawyer?
This was on a Friday, the following Monday.
You went to see an attorney?
Yes.
The chiropractor that you went to see, was the chiropractor referred to you by the lawyer?
Yes, yes.
Did you go to work the following week?
The next day was Saturday. I was supposed to work. I did miss work on Saturday because I went to get out of bed and I was really stiff.
What about the following week? Did you go to work the following week?
Yes. At the time, I was a supervisor. I was enabled to perform my duties to the fullest, so I had to have some of my guys like take the trash bags out, help me out.
You went to work the entire next week?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hill, I've read your answer. Tell me what position you hold in this mall, because I assume you were employed by the mall?
I'm the supervisor of security at that mall.
And I assume that you, from your answer, know Mr. Sullivan.
Yes, I've had dealings with Mr. Sullivan.
And I assume that you did not want Mr. Sullivan anywhere around the mall.
I didn't know. That's not true. He was welcome at the mall.
But something happened that day, sir, and you initiated it. You went up to him, correct?
I went up, no. He proceeded in my direction first.
So you tell me your version of what happened. They're standing outside the mall.
I pulled my car up to go into the mall to cash my check that morning. I was off duty, okay? As I approached the mall, he walked in my direction, and because of prior incidents which we have had.
So there have been prior incidents of physical encounters?
Not physical. In his usual manner of threatening. He said, oh, that's your car. He had never seen me in my car before, I presume. And I looked at him, and I didn't respond, and he said, okay, I know what I'm going to do with that car. Boom! And I just took that as a saying, he's going to blow my car up. He proceeded to back up. I guess he looked at my eyes. He saw I'm not the one to be playing with. So I did shove him. I said, do it now, Sam. Why don't you do it now? Okay? As a result, he started, in his cowardice fashion again, backpedaling. Okay? He just backpedaling away from me. And he goes in his pocket. And I see him go in his pocket, and I go, there was a dustpan on the pole. And I picked up the dustpan because I know, you know, I didn't know what it was in his hand. I couldn't make it out. Then when I seen it was a cell phone, I put the dustpan back down. And I went back into the mall, got my check, came out, and the police were there.
Did they have a discussion with you with regard to the plaintiff's injuries?
When the police arrived, I immediately, he asked me, did you hit this guy? Did you shove this guy? I said, yes. Then I went to start to proceed to explain why I hit him. He said, I don't hear nothing. And he made me go into the mall. He wasn't interested in what I had to say about prior incidents.
Mr. Hill.
I'd like to make one more statement.
Okay.
When I came outside the mall, okay, and she did, now, you know, she did get hit. But the point is,
Mr. Hill.
Okay, I'm sorry. But it wasn't as a result of me pushing her.
Mr. Hill, I'm in
Pinning
charge.
into her.
Mr.
Okay,
Hill,
I'm sorry.
I'm in charge. Now, you just said something very important. You said she got hit.
Yeah, you'll see as the testimony of my witness will describe, which I didn't know.
Okay, you didn't see her get hit.
No.
Tell me your name.
Andrew Peter.
Tell me what you saw with regard to the plaintiff getting hit.
Well, it was like 2 minutes after Mr. Hill pushed Sullivan over there. When he reached for his cell phone, he stepped off the curb. She was still sweeping, coming up, and talking at the same time.
You mean when Mr. Sullivan reached for his cell phone?
Yeah. He stepped off the curb, pulled his cell phone out. That's when she got hit in her face by his hand.
This happened at about the same time as Mr. Hill, according to his testimony, was picking up the dustpan, right?
The dustpan was on the corner.
No.
Right at the
he
corner.
He said, pay careful attention to me, Mr. Hill said he went for the dustpan because Mr. Sullivan reached into his pocket for something.
That's a cell phone.
Right? So when I said to you, the cell phone and the dustpan were about the same moment, that would be correct. Is that right?
Well, like 3 seconds apart.
Seconds apart.
Yeah.
And the cell phone, you assume, or one might assume under the circumstances, was being used to call 911 because Mr. Hill had just shoved him. That be a fair statement?
Fair enough, yeah.
Just answer this question, Mr. Sullivan. Were you getting your cell phone in order to call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That's what I assumed. And according to you, that's when Miss Hill was hit by Mr. Sullivan's elbow when he reached for the cell phone.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's follow this logically. Mr. Hill was the first one that put his hands on another person by shoving Mr. Sullivan. As a result of you putting your hands on him, Mr. Sullivan reaches in his pocket to call the police. And as a result of that reaching in his pocket to call the police,
Your Honor, please.
Miss Montero gets hit. You acknowledge that she got hit. He acknowledges she got hit, right?
It wasn't by him pushing Sullivan into her.
It doesn't have to be. He caused the chain of events to occur.
He caused the chain of events when he stepped in my direction?
No.
Yes.
Mr. Hill, pay careful attention to me, Mr. Hill. How old are you, sir?
I'm 47 years old. I don't like people running up on me.
I'm not going to be able to make an appreciable change in the way you do business in a relatively short period of time. But you're in charge of security.
I was off duty at the time.
Whether you're off duty or whether you're on duty, a person who's in charge of security at a mall is supposed to be level, right? If someone makes a threat, whether you're on duty or off duty, the mall may say he's off duty because that's...
This guy's mother makes, or not, I'm not going to say mother, his companion makes death threats at me.
Listen to me. Then what you do, Mr. Hill, if you're in charge of security, you're not just a private citizen. You are in charge of security like a peace officer. That's what it means, peace officer. So if someone is threatening you, and it may be someone who's not operating with a full, full semblance of chromosomes, all right? And that's a possibility, because if somebody makes threats to bomb your car, they're not operating with a full deck. Then what you do is you go inside to the mall, and you call the police, and you say, this man has just threatened me. He's threatened to blow up my car. I want the police to respond. Your response, however, was to push him.
Well, I was traumatized over the fact that in recent altercation, he tried to crawl over a police officer to get at me, and they did nothing. I mean, I felt like the matter had been put in my hands, madam, and no one was doing nothing for me.
Clearly, then that day, you were pushed to the limit, so you acted inappropriately by putting your hands on him as a peace officer. I mean, if the police aren't responding appropriately, then it's your job to do the right thing, not to say, well, I'm going to compound it by doing the wrong thing by putting your hands on somebody. Miss Montero, you have photographs of your injuries?
No, I don't.
I don't need anything else. Listen to
okay.
me. I'm a really smart lady.
Okay.
And I know what happens when somebody has second thoughts and says, well, because of him, I got hit. And you have a lawyer. The lawyer said, you must be really injured. I'm going to send you to my doctor. Then the lawyer goes to try to settle with the mall, and the mall said, listen, he wasn't even working that day. And then your lawyer cuts you loose, right? Lawyer cut you loose. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in small claims
No,
court,
that
Miss
is
Montero.
not correct. It's not against the mall. It's for Mr. Hill personally.
Well,
okay.
What I'm telling you is, you got hit in the jaw. The question is, what is that worth?
Okay, my neck and my back snapped back. I had a lot of back pain, a lot of neck pain. Okay.
All right, so you went to the chiropractor who made you feel better?
Somewhat.
Good.
Somewhat.
How much were the chiropractor's bills?
$876.
Okay.
And I have...
just want to take a look at the chiropractor's bills, please.
Okay, and I have the police report.
Because there really is not much of a dispute. I've already found that as a result of Mr. Hill's actions, you got hit. And Mr. Hill wasn't acting as a peaceful officer. He let the history with Mr. Sullivan get in the way. Okay. Mr. Hill, you are responsible for the chiropractic bills, which ultimately the plaintiff will have to pay. There's $876 worth of chiropractic bills. And in addition, I am awarding her the sum of $2,000 because but for your actions, she would not have been hit in the face. And she was, in fact, hit in the face. And she was hit in the face because you did the wrong thing. And you got to pay for that. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,876. That's all. Thank you.
Parties up on the calendar in the matter of Sadler versus Russell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Sadler, I have a question, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the case. Did that outfit come with a jacket?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I just curious.
Actually, I grew out of it.
You grew out of the jacket? Okay. I mean, the outfit looks nice. It just looks as if it wasn't quite finished. Mr. Sadler, according to your complaint, Miss Russell, who is your former wife, borrowed some money from you, and then she took some money that you had given her to hold for safekeeping.
Right.
This was after she and her children, because the two of you have 5 children together. You have children from a previous marriage or relationship, and Miss Russell has children from a previous marriage or relationship, 5 in total, none that are your joint children together. Right. And you were divorced, and then after a couple of months decided that it was a mistake to get divorced, so she moved back in with you, and that, again, didn't work out. But it was during this period after the divorce that was your claim that these loans took place. $900 that you claim was a loan, and $3,600 that you claim she actually stole from you.
Well, more or less.
So give me some dates, Mr. Sadler. When were you married?
2001. December of 2001, I believe. I'm sorry, 2002.
And when were you divorced?
October of 2004.
And when did Miss Russell and her children move back in with you?
In December.
And when did she move out?
End of February. February 23rd, I believe.
Okay. Do you have custody of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Now let's talk about the loan first. The loan was made, according to you, in December of 2004.
Right.
Tell me about the loan.
Basically, she had decided she wanted to go bankrupt so she could be a stay-at-home mother. And so I had her pull $1,500 out of my home equity. And we actually spent $600 of that on bills, and the additional $900 left was supposed to go into savings where I was going to pay an attorney for her to go bankrupt when that time came. But the money never went into savings or checking. She just held on to it, and it went with her when she moved out. And she never did go bankrupt. And she ended up, from what I understand, just used the money to catch up her bills.
Miss Russell, when had you accumulated this debt that inspired you to think about bankruptcy?
Most of my debt was acquired when we were married and then also in some of our separations. But I've always kept my credit up to par. I mean, I had like 16 revolving accounts, no lates, anything. And during the time that we had discussed me going bankrupt for the family, I didn't pay my bills, and then...
Could you look at me?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a simple question that I asked you.
Okay.
When did you accumulate the debt which inspired you to think about bankruptcy?
Over time, between 2001 through 2004.
Credit cards?
Yes, ma'am.
16 credit cards?
Well, I don't have 16 credit cards. I have 16 revolving accounts. I watch my credit like a hawk.
What do you mean 16 revolving accounts? You have lines of credit at banks?
Well, I don't owe any money to a bank per se unless it's through like Target Visa or Wachovia Visa.
So then why were you contemplating bankruptcy?
When Stephen and I were together, I did spend majority of the time as a homemaker, and then I would, go to school, and I did have odds and end jobs. Stephen works on commission, and this past year it dropped significantly, and we had discussed from talking to neighbors and things like that that maybe I should go bankrupt and it's not so hard, and with the idea that Steve and I would be together forever, I didn't have to worry about having my name on a mortgage or having my name on another car loan, that he would take care of that, and then it would relieve some financial burden for us.
How much in debt were you?
We weren't going to go bankrupt on my car because my mom is actually a co-signer, or actually she's the primary for me on that, and we were going to substantiate.
How much in debt are you?
I don't know. I didn't add it up. I didn't go that far. I owe like maybe $8,000 on my Target Visa, $6,000 on my Wachovia Visa, $2,500 maybe to Rooms to Go, I know Sam's Club, Home Depot. I think I owe them like $2,000.
What do you do for a living?
I am a student. I moved home with my mom and wait tables and things like that.
Your children live with you?
Yes, they do.
You get child support for your children?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
I get $125 a week.
When was the last time you held a full-time job?
I'm not really good with dates.
Are you very good with jobs, is the question, Miss Russell.
I'm sorry, what?
You have 2 children?
Yes.
I have 2 children.
Well, that's a full-time job, but I don't really necessarily
How old are your
get paid
children?
for that. I have a 13-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Your 13-year-old takes care of himself?
Himself.
Himself?
2 sons.
5-year-old's in daycare?
Actually, he's in pre-K.
We talk about a full-time job. That's
And
what
he's
happens when
actually
you...
a very difficult child, not that you want to hear it, because he has issues and he sees a psychologist and psychiatrist and otitis media and all those wonderful things.
You still have to work, Miss Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, there are alternatives to stiffing a whole bunch of people who extended you
I know,
credit.
that's why I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do it.
Okay, good. Now, let's get to the $900. So far, Mr. Sadler, I haven't heard anything about a loan. I heard that you put $900 away ostensibly for a bankruptcy lawyer.
Right.
And now I hear, Mr. Sadler, that there was discussion between you and your wife.
Right.
Although you were divorced, you were living together as a family again, about the viability of her going bankrupt to relieve the family of all of these bills so that there would sort of be a fresh start. You wouldn't have to be spending your money on that.
Well, it was
Right?
more because she didn't want to work full time.
Listen to me, sir. Were there discussions between the two of you, since you are now together as a family, that this was a viable option to relieve the family of these?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So she was going to stiff the other creditors, but the one creditor that she couldn't stiff was her mother,
Right.
because her mother's the co-signer on the car. You see how you get things, just let people talk and then it all comes together.
And later today,
I ran over there and tried to fish the fish out of the tank with a net and put them into fresh water, hoping that I could save their lives. They were kind of floundering around, but I mean, there was still some sort of life in them.
And they all died.
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Steve Sadler says ex-wife Anna Russell owes for an unpaid loan to retain a bankruptcy attorney. Steve also claims Anna stole money from him.
Oh, so now you can tell me the story about Mr. Sadler, the $3,600 that you claim Miss Russell stole from you.
Okay, basically I got a lump sum of child support from my first wife. And with her going bankrupt, I had agreed that we would use the money, basically like an investment in our family, to pay down on her car, because she was going to keep her car, and that would lower that payment. But the money never got used, and our relationship just kind of went downhill. And basically, I told her, I wanted to put the money in savings account because I wasn't sure where, our relationship was going. And I wasn't going to pay it towards her car if we were going to break up.
Is that what you said to her? At the time you gave her, according to you, the $3,600, you said, I'm not putting it in a checking account. I'm giving it to you to pay off your car. But if we break up, I want you to give me back the money.
Well, that never came out, but she understood that because she
Don't tell me what she understood.
Well,
this is a court, Mr. Sadler.
It was like this. She had even made a statement to me that, we would discuss it if we decided she was going to use the money for something else other than what we had talked about.
You talked about just paying down the car or paying down the credit cards?
Well, first it was the credit cards, and then she decided to go bankrupt, and then it was, since she was going to still have her car, just use it towards her car.
So she was going to stiff the other creditors, but the one creditor that she couldn't stiff was her mother, because her mother's a co-signer on the car. You see how you get things, just let people talk and then it all comes together. Good thing that they strengthened the bankruptcy laws in this country. Financial planning is not bankruptcy. People sort of think that financial planning is another term for bankruptcy. Okay, how much did you earn last year, sir?
Last year I earned roughly $45,000.
And how much do you get in child support for your 3 children?
I get, for 3 children, I get $50 a week for 3.
What does your former wife do?
I think she works at a daycare at a gym, but she kind of goes in and out of jobs.
That's the reason you have custody of your children.
Well, there were other reasons, but okay.
Okay. Does she see her children?
Not anymore. She's actually talking about getting for the summer because she lives in another state.
Well, if she gets them for the summer, sir, if you agree to that, you tell her that you'll give her $50 a week for the 3 children.
Actually, I'm not going to
See
give
how
her...
that flies.
I wasn't going to give her anything.
Right. Now, the $3,600 he gave you, under what circumstances?
I think Stephen felt guilty because when we would break up, he would also spend money too. And he was taking out a line of credit towards the house. And even though we were a family unit, the money was only going to go towards his bills, but not help me with mine. And I think that he felt guilty, and that he said if he ever did get the money from Misha, which is the back child support, and I did raise the children for that time, that I could have it, because he considered it like free money. I can even remember when I was even at home with him, and my mom was on the phone, and he was saying if he did get the money, you know, that I could have it. And I was like, Mom, you know, you need to write down this date, because we didn't really know, because we have an up and down relationship. And
I got it, Miss Russell.
Okay. But he did give me the money, and I didn't steal it.
What did you do with it?
I paid it towards my bills. And just to let you know, I didn't just want to go bankrupt. It was, I mean, he was even saying, you know, you need to go bankrupt before these laws come into effect. It's going to be harder.
Well, whatever.
But I do
In any
care-
event, Mr. Sadler, I don't hear anything about a loan, sir. I don't hear anything about a loan for the $900. And I read your complaint very carefully, which I don't buy. I'm going to tell you why I don't buy it. Your complaint, which you swore to, says, she wanted to file bankruptcy and asked for my help, so I agreed to loan her $900 to retain an attorney. Well, that's not true. That's even not what you testified to today, right? So that's false. Then you say, in January, I received $3,600 in back child support from my first wife. I cashed the check. I was afraid if I put the money directly into my checking account, I would spend it. So I gave the entire sum to Anna to put aside for us.
Right.
Now listen to me. In the previous paragraph of your complaint, you say she wanted to file for bankruptcy because she had spent money that she shouldn't have. And then you went on to tell me I agreed to loan her the $900, and then she went on a spending spree and spent approximately $5,000 on her credit card because she knew she was going to file a bankruptcy, so she might as well work up the credit cards, right? Now, a month later, as irresponsible as that is, right? So you would say this is irresponsible, right?
Right.
She was going to file bankruptcy, which means she didn't have money. So she said, I'm going to go out and jack up my credit cards, probably buying things, Christmas presents and things like that, month of December, right, sir?
Well,
but according to you, she did that, and that was financially irresponsible. So the next month you get the $3,600, and since you didn't trust yourself by putting it in your checking account, you gave it to Miss Responsibility to hold for us.
Steve Sadler says ex-wife Anna Russell owes for an unpaid loan to retain a bankruptcy attorney. Steve also claims Anna stole money from him.
I don't buy it, Mr. Sadler. I don't buy the $900 loan to your former wife, and I don't buy the fact that you gave her this money to hold for us. I believe that you gave her this money to pay down her credit card debt, and she owes you absolutely nothing. Zippo, nada, goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's about getting back what I felt like should have been returned to me in the event our family fell apart.
He actually had me served with papers trying to have me arrested, saying that I stole the money.
We've broke up, God, probably 16 times in the last 4 years, and I'm not about to say it's the last time.
I'm currently reading the book, He's Just Not That Into You, and if I had to give my own words of it, I would have to say he's just not that into you if he sues you and tries to have you arrested.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lee versus Gann. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Jonathan Lee is suing his former friend, 20-year-old student Christopher Gann, for killing his fish when he dumped soap in his freshwater aquarium. Christopher says it was an accident.
Your first name is Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're Christopher?
Christopher.
And you used to be roommates?
Yes.
How long were you roommates?
About a year.
You go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
What year are you in?
I'm a third year, ma'am. I too am a third year.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Computer science.
You don't want to be a veterinarian, do you?
No.
Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher destroyed your fish tank.
Yes, ma'am.
Based upon those relics there, it was a big fish tank.
Yes, ma'am.
And he destroyed your fish tank with soapy water.
Yes, ma'am.
Killed all the fish.
Yes, ma'am.
He says it was the fish's fault.
More or less, ma'am.
They were in the wrong place in the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
And he tripped over them. Is that right, Christopher? I read your answer.
I kind of bumped into the tank, which
Because you say in your answer, the tank and the fish was placed in a high-traffic zone.
Yeah, I have a set of photographs with the picture of where the tank is, and it's.
I'd like to see that.
Oh.
Okay. When did this happen?
Sometime in November.
Jonathan, when did it happen?
November 18th, 2004, ma'am.
And you came home and found everything destroyed.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And this is where the fish tank was?
Yes.
And it wasn't on wheels, was it?
It's on cinder blocks.
It's not one of these remote-controlled fish tanks that move around.
No.
How long have you been living in this apartment?
Almost a year.
And in the year, has the fish tank been in the same spot?
It was placed in the end of summer, and then it happened in November.
So it's been there for a couple of months.
Few months, yes.
Stationary.
Stationary.
And the only thing that's moved is you.
Is me, yes.
You get my drift where I'm
Right.
going.
Oh, and I wrote in.
So why don't you tell me, Christopher, how this happened and why you don't think that you're responsible to your former roommate for replacing his fish tank?
First off, I have a copy of our rental agreement, which states that no pets should be allowed, and that no things should be placed in hallways that obstruct movement. So what had happened was I'd filled this bowl with soap, concentrated hand soap and water, and I was walking from the kitchen to the garage because I wanted to spot clean my shoes. So as I was walking with this bowl, I saw my roommate who crossed from downstairs into this pseudo hallway because it's the main walkway from room's entrance to the kitchen. So I took the bowl away to get it away from him, and then he made a sudden move to like try to mess with me, and I kind of stepped back, and I banged my elbow into the fish tank, dropping the bowl into the tank. And that's what happened.
Do you have any witnesses who were there that day?
Actually, no one witnessed it, so no one saw it.
Well, the other roommate was there, according to him.
He didn't tell me anything beyond that they were horsing around. That's it.
Tell me what happened when you got home.
When I got home, I came in from the garage and basically saw him and another roommate removing bubbles from the tank. And I was kind of shocked. And I go, "What happened?" He said, "I spilled soap into your tank." "How'd you do it?" "I was horsing around." "Well, what are you doing?" "Well, I'm moving the bubbles." So I ran over there and tried to fish the fish out of the tank with a net and put them into fresh water, hoping that I could save their lives. They were kind of floundering around, but I mean, there was still some sort of life in them.
How many fish did you have in the tank?
I had sitlets and plecos and a gourami, ma'am. I was trying to breed them.
So you had 6 fish?
I believe I had 7, 9, 10 fish and 2 snails, ma'am.
And they all died?
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher, listen to me carefully, sir. Whose fault do you think it is that all these fish died?
I think it should be, it's mutual, like, he shouldn't have had the tank there in the first place.
The tank's been there for months, sir. When for the first time did you complain to him that the tank was there?
I didn't want to complain to him.
So you never complained to him?
No.
When for the first time did you complain to him that he was in violation of the lease because he had pets in the apartment?
After he trying to come after me for $400.
But not before?
No.
So that's a lot of baloney. What you're saying to me really is, it's my fault and I'm trying to find some reason to avoid responsibility. So far, I haven't heard it's my fault because I was horsing around with my roommate.
It is my fault.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $330. Thank you. That's all.
Why don't you guys choose? You may step out. Now, this is case number 193 on the calendar in the matter of Jefferson versus Montgomery. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Mr. Jefferson, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, have had a long-term relationship and you have a child.
Yes.
Together. It is your claim that a couple of years ago, you had ordered a credit card in your name and the defendant's name. You claim that she took that credit card without your permission. And when you separated, you got a bill.
I got a card. I got the change of address card.
Well, you made a phone call and you found out that there were $6,000 worth of charges placed on that credit card. And you want her to pay those charges.
Correct.
The defendant says that you gave her the credit card, that you had an off-again, on-again relationship, and when you were on again, you paid the bill, and aside from that, you hadn't paid child support when you were separated. She has a counterclaim for some stuff that she's going to tell me about. So that's what this case is about.
Okay.
When did you start to live together?
In New York, we did it 3 times.
Okay, when was the first time? Year, just give me the year.
I would say maybe the end of 96 or beginning of 97.
And when did you order this credit card?
This was February 99.
And what did you do with the credit cards when you got them?
I have a big bin that I keep all my bills in, and I made another folder and I put it in the bin.
You never personally handed it to her?
No, I didn't even activate it.
When, for the first time, did you ascertain that she had used the credit card?
She moved out on September 21st, 1999, went back to Wisconsin.
And you were living where at the time?
Still in New York City. She went back to Wisconsin, and a couple of weeks later, I got a postcard from the credit card company saying that I changed my address to a Wisconsin P.O. box, something in Wisconsin. So I called the credit card company, and I said, I didn't change the address. They said, yes, you did, and you have a balance of so-and-so. I said, no, I don't. She's like, yes, you did, and she started listing the charges on there, beginning from New York. One was a balance transfer of $1,600, and the rest and some more were from her trip from New York. She drove from New York to Wisconsin.
Now, is this an amicable breakup?
Yeah, I didn't want her to leave, and I asked her not to leave, and I went to work, and she decided still to leave.
So she left without you knowing that she was leaving on
No,
that
I knew
day.
I knew there was a possibility that she was leaving. We went to dinner the night before, and I asked her not to leave, and it was up in the air. I went to work, came back, and she had followed through and left.
Okay. Now, do you have a copy of that bill?
I have a copy of the first bill
Yeah, I'd like to
with
see
the
it.
address on it.
While he's looking for that, Miss Montgomery, were you working at the time you were living together?
No, I had only been, at that time, I was only in New York for a couple months, and I was taking care of our daughter.
So you weren't working?
Right.
She was working part-time as a nanny or whatever, full-time, part-time, whatever, taking care of someone's child.
In the house?
No, at their house.
With your daughter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you were working part-time?
Yeah, it was like once a week for a couple hours, once in a while.
Now, what is this balance transfer of $1,600? That was made in August.
It was from one of my credit cards that I had used on our daughter. He wasn't paying child support at the time.
I'm talking about August.
Right.
You left in September.
Right.
You were living together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had had the card for a while.
But
and
this
I
was
did not steal it from him.
We're talking about a balance transfer from another card that you had over to this card.
Right.
Was the other card that you had in your name?
Yes.
Well, had you discussed transferring the balance of $1,600 to this card? Well, why did you do that?
Because I had used that to fly out there and to support my daughter, and I needed to support my daughter again, so that's what I had done. I closed out that other credit card. And
That was your credit card?
Right.
Well, did you intend to make payments on this credit card?
Yes, and I was.
Even though it was in his name?
The card was in my name. He
In
got
your
the
name,
card
but
from
he
me.
was primarily responsible for
Right.
it. Now, you tell me your version of how you came into possession of this credit card.
This is the second card he had gotten me, and the card was laying next to his computer with my name on it, and I took it in use of our daughter, and he was not paying child support at the time.
Don't tell me he wasn't paying child support at the time. That
Okay.
I'm not interested in.
And I just took the card and used
I'm
it.
interested in it, but not interested in it right now. Did you tell him, pay careful attention, that you had taken it at the time?
No.
When for the first time did you tell him that you had taken this credit card?
No.
I said when for the first time?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You never did? You didn't tell him that you had taken it?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, you were making regular payments on this credit card?
Yes.
Until when?
Probably until about June.
June of 2000?
And then he started making the payments, correct.
Okay, so you were making the payments on the card because you knew it was your responsibility. You stopped in June. Tell me why.
For a lot of different reasons. He wasn't supportive of me and my daughter. He was verbally and emotionally abusive to us. And I kind of decided if I'm not going to get married and you're the one who got this card, there's no point in me paying it. He had written a notary public letter to the child support worker in Wisconsin so that he wouldn't have to pay child support anymore. He had stated to them that he didn't want to, since he was paying rent, he didn't really have to pay anything else for Jasmine.
You were living together?
Mm-hmm.
Not interested in that. How were you supporting yourself then?
I had gotten a job.
Fine. You had gotten a job. You were living together as a couple with your child. So why should he be paying child support?
He was ordered by the state to pay it anyways because he owed arrears and back child support.
Let me explain. One thing has nothing to do with another.
Right.
Now, what were the total charges on the account?
I think towards the end it ended up being like $5,000. I mean, maybe a little under, but then interest was attached.
The largest balance I have is $6,149.88.
Okay. Now let's get to your counterclaim. Tell me what that's about.
Domestic violence case that we had gone through. The last one was in April of last year on the 22nd. And he had hit me in front of our daughter. And I had lost my job over it. And that's part of the reason.
How did you lose your job?
I came to work with bruises, and they told me that they didn't want me looking unhappy anymore. And because I was a receptionist at the time, they told me that when the customers come in, I'm the first person that they look at, and I wasn't looking good anymore.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sean Jefferson says his ex-fiancée, Susan Montgomery, made charges on his credit card without his permission. Susan says Sean is angry because she had him arrested for domestic violence.
Tell me about this assault. Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did.
Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what happened on the 28th of April, or the 20...
The 22nd is the actual incident. He had talked about killing himself that day, and he had just dropped off my daughter, and I was worried about him. We had been through a lot with each other, so I was concerned. I'd called him several times. He wasn't answering the phone, so I came over to his house. He opened the door. My daughter went in, of course, and he had said that I couldn't be there right now, that it was a bad time, and I just said, I want to talk to you. I want to make sure that you're okay. And before you know it, one thing led to another. He started pushing me out of the house, shoving me up against the wall. My daughter was standing at the door, screaming and yelling, "Stop hurting my mommy." And when I went back in to call 911, he took the phone away from me.
Why didn't you just leave?
Because my daughter was screaming bloody murder, and he was like standing at the door, and I was frightened of him.
Well, but he wanted you to leave.
Oh, I guess as far as me not leaving the first time, I was concerned. I didn't understand what was going on. I'd been with this person for 7 years, so there was a lot entailed, you know.
Do you have photographs? They said in the
Yes.
report that they took photographs. I'd like to see them.
Most of them are from the police department. I've been part of a domestic violence group ever since then, and my daughter's been going to counseling over it.
I see some very faint black and blue marks.
That was a week after it happened.
Oh, well, that's what I see on,
Yeah.
on these things. There any marks on your face?
No.
No. I didn't see any.
No.
There are a couple of small black and blue marks on your arms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that would cause you to lose your job.
I was wearing, in fact, I wore this dress one of the weeks that I was wearing it, and you could see the bruises on my arms. I was crying at work all the time. I wasn't myself.
From what you described to me, there was something visible that people could see as a result of which you lost your job as a receptionist.
Well, there were several different reasons where she had said, you know, with the police calling there, with me not being happy anymore.
Well, you know, you don't get paid for not being happy, and I never condone somebody putting their hands on somebody else. But, you know, you have to be a smart lady. You've been together with him for 7 years. Has he put his hands on you before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever put your hands on him?
No.
Never.
I mean, we've wrestled with each other as far as, like, fighting over something, but...
Fighting over something, not fun fighting.
Right.
Not fun fighting. So you have put your hands on each other?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And despite the fact that this has been a tumultuous relationship, you keep getting back together again, right?
Were we getting back together?
No. Despite the fact that it had been a tumultuous relationship, you kept getting back together. Okay, I'm just dealing with each part of your counterclaim. One of the part of your counterclaim is you lost your job because of this assault.
Right.
And I've examined the pictures, and I don't see that that supports that part of your counterclaim.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you also have a counterclaim for daycare expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear about that.
We had agreed to pay every other week since we moved here, and he had stopped paying. After this whole incident, he had stopped paying. He did give me $200 to go towards it, but the bill was like $800. I paid what I could. Since I had lost my job, I didn't have any income, and then I put the $200 towards it, and the balance is $426.
Was that before or after a child support order was entered against him?
It was during.
It was during?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a copy of that child support order? Does anybody have a copy of it?
I have the bill they send me every month. I have the bill they send me every month.
Well, what are you supposed to pay in child support, sir?
$730.
Was that after a hearing?
When the order was done, I lived in New York, so I never got to Same thing. I just got the.
Do you
the
pay
bill
the
and I pay it. Yeah,
$730
it comes out
a
of my
month?
check. Yes, it does.
It's garnished, so your
Yep.
wages are attached.
Yep.
Since when?
Since it started, I think June 1st.
June 1st
is when they started taking out. It's $860 plus $50 arrears. I'm sorry, $680. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. That started to come out of your pay in June.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
My May 30th check. Yes.
Now, when did you make this arrangement to pay half of the
We had
child
been
care?
doing it the whole time. I have the checks where I did pay.
The child care.
Yep.
Do you still pay that?
No. She took her out of school like May 1st. Or something like that. And the $200 was because she was behind in paying. But while my daughter went to that school, every other week I gave the check.
Let me see.
No, they had called me and said that Scene hadn't paid the last time, and that if I wasn't going to have it paid for, I had to take her out of there.
I think it goes from back to the most recent.
This is
back.
KinderCare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these payments were pretty regular. Twice a month? Is that what you were saying?
Every other week.
Well, we had to pay every week.
However
He
it
paid
goes,
every
and
other week. I
Some of
paid
them
the rest.
are me covering for her when she didn't have the money.
What's the other part of your counterclaim, Ms. Montgomery?
The co-payments for my daughter's therapy. Me and my daughter going to counseling this summer.
This past summer?
Mm-hmm.
After June?
After the incident in April.
Okay. When was the child support hearing?
We didn't have a hearing. They just started taking it from his check.
I don't see a copy of the child support order. Neither one of you have a copy of the child support order, but usually when there's...
This is the original from
I'd like to see it.
1997.
I'd like to see it. Well, things have changed since 1997.
Yeah,
Did
because
they
he was
know
supposed
you
to
moved
pay the
back
whole
and
time,
forth?
and he had moved and stuff.
Well, you were back together part of that time.
Right.
I mean, that's
when
hard.
I stopped doing it.
That's hard for them to keep track of these things, you know, when you on again, off again. Meanwhile, he's got this child support order that's building up. Who maintains health insurance for the child?
I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
$240 a month.
I pay the co-payments and any other separate bills that she has.
Do you have medical coverage now for the child?
No.
All right, well, this order says both parties shall maintain the child as a covered dependent. So you don't do that?
No, because we were living with each other at the time.
Right. But he does?
Right.
Right.
How much is deducted from your check for the child's policy?
Well, for me, it would be like $60. And with a family, it's $240.
And the family is just the child?
It's just her, yeah.
$240 a month?
A month, yes.
I think he's doing all right, Miss Montgomery. I think he's paying a reasonable amount of money. How much do you earn every year, sir?
$50,000.
Okay.
That's from his first job. He does have a second job, too.
Now,
Well, how many children do you have?
one, that's it.
How many jobs do you have?
I have one, and I was going to school full-time.
Okay, well, he has 2 jobs. When I have more money, he'd get 2 jobs. That's what you do.
Well, he was doing it because he said that he had to pay too much in child support, and I was robbing him. But I think that Jasmine's his responsibility, so...
No, Jasmine is both of your
Oh,
responsibility.
yeah, and she lives with me.
That doesn't make any difference.
I take care of her all the time, and I never complain about it.
Jasmine is the financial responsibility of both people. He pays $730 a month child support. He pays an additional $180 a month in order to maintain health insurance coverage, medical, dental, vision, pursuant to this order, right?
Yes.
Good. Take care of the rest. If you need 2 jobs, get 2 jobs.
Listen,
Listen, this is a very gender-neutral time we're living in. That means that no mother or father has the primary financial support of a child. Both people do. You and him. So if there is a copay, which is not discussed here, pay it.
I do.
Because good. Well, you can't counterclaim for that if you're paying it. That's part of your counterclaim, you said. You're suing for the copay.
That's because the psychology appointments were not covered under his health insurance. I took her to a separate place.
Good, then you should. You chose a separate place? You chose
Right.
another place? Pay for it.
I did.
Good. And why are you bothering me with it? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Can I?
What?
About her losing her jobs. The reason why the reason why I had a problem with our relationship, us being together, is because she couldn't keep a job. I moved there in March, and she decided to move out in, I'll say, the end of December because we weren't getting married. I'm not getting married because of the simple fact that I can't talk to her about anything financially, where she has to take responsibility. She can't hold down a job. She's had between that March and December, she had 3 different jobs. 1, she left because she was in danger of having to reapply for a job. 2, she got fired from. This was before anything went on. So from that time, from December until I think she got a new job in maybe February, and every time in between jobs, it's a month off. and I'm holding everything down financially. And it's no big deal to her.
Now, how much do you owe her in child support?
In child support, $2,000 from before, most of it's interest from before. And I owe $8,000 for the birth of my daughter, and I owe welfare about $3,000.
You weren't together when the child was born?
She had moved to Wisconsin, and I came out there. The pregnancy was induced, and I flew out there, and it was sort of scheduled for me to be there.
Did you pay any money when the child was born?
I used to send her about $300 a month,
That
but
was
it
a
wasn't
year
enough.
later. It was a year when
Well,
Jasmine
who was
was a year
supporting
old.
you when you were pregnant and had the baby?
I was on welfare until I was 9 months pregnant, and then I supported myself afterwards.
Okay, so
I worked 3 jobs while I was pregnant.
The government paid for the child's birth.
Oh, the birth, correct.
The birth.
No.
I was on
I'm
medical-
paying for, I have to pay for it.
But at that time.
At that time, yes.
Now
yes.
you have to reimburse
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the law, sir. You
I have no problem. I'm not complaining about that.
can't get
I'm just-
around that.
I'm not
In any
complaining
event,
about
Ms.
that.
Montgomery, these are your bills. He did not give you the credit card as you indicated. You took the credit card. You took the credit card. You took it without his permission. Then you went and transferred a balance that was on a credit card that was solely your responsibility onto this credit card.
And I have called the credit card company
I don't care
several
whether-
times, and it's at a zero balance, and they said I didn't owe anything on it, and he did call them and say that he was responsible for the card.
Just a second, but he's not responsible for the card. You're responsible for the card. And if he paid off your debt because there's a zero balance now, it doesn't mean anything. He paid it off because he didn't want to continue to pay interest at 19 or 20%. He figured, let me get rid of this, and then I'll go after her.
I transferred to another card because just for that reason I was getting nowhere, paying $120 a month, and I was only paying $13 toward the
Because it
principal.
was on his credit, not yours. So you have to pay him the money you owe him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, and your counterclaim is dismissed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Right group. Your Honor, this is case number 391 on the calendar in the matter of Flores Harrison versus Harrison. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Who is Miss Flores?
That's me, Your Honor.
Miss Flores, this is your daughter
Yes, ma'am.
and her husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your sister.
Correct.
You all claim that Miss Harrison made false charges to the Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services came into your home and removed your infant daughter for a period of 3 months.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that because of these false charges, you were forced to hire a lawyer because you tried to get custody of the child from the state.
Yes, ma'am.
It's an interesting legal theory, one that I've never heard before. Ms. Harrison says her niece, the baby, was in fact born drug addicted with drugs in her system. And Child Protective Services became involved in your case well before any recent phone call, which she says she did not make, but she knows who did. So I guess my first question is to you. Was your daughter born with drugs in her system?
No, ma'am.
Did she test positive for drugs in her system?
No, ma'am.
Was Child Protective Services at the hospital at all when your daughter was born?
Yes, ma'am.
And were they at the hospital to see you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they have a file on you?
Yes, ma'am.
So that your first foray to Child Protective Services had nothing to do with either the defendant or anybody else who might have called?
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you brought your daughter home, you were allowed to take her home from the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did she weigh when she was born?
6'8".
And how long was she in the hospital before you took her home?
We were there 2 days.
And after 2 days, you did take her home directly?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I stayed at my mom's for a little bit because I was nervous on what to do with the newborn baby.
Just a minute. Was the baby released to you or your mother? Was the baby released to you or your mother?
My mother.
I worked, lived, ate, and slept in the family court for 25 years. You think that I'm asking these questions because I don't know?
No, ma'am.
So your daughter was not released to you, but was released to your mother from the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
And why do you think that was? I had children.
Because
I was a young mother and certainly inexperienced, but they didn't say you have to take the baby home to your mother's house. They said goodbye, good luck, keep your fingers crossed, you know, hopefully these kids will survive. So why do you think the baby was released to your mother?
Because they claim that she tested positive for cocaine and marijuana, which she did not, Your Honor.
You mean the claim was that she tested, but you said that the tests were wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. You have the papers that show me the tests were wrong?
We have my drug test. We finally got the copy of it.
Let me see it. And let me see the drug test that caused the child to be sent home with you.
That would be it.
Well, it says presumptive positive.
For opiates which were given to her in the hospital during the birth.
It says presumptive positive.
Your Honor, I had Demerol and epidural. That drug test was taken after I had my daughter.
Now, you tell me when the second alleged contact with Child Protective Services was from your sister-in-law. You believe it's from your sister-in-law. You have no proof that it's from your sister-in-law.
There was an argument between these two one day on March 31st. All of us were together. We were at a friend of mine's house. David was to meet us there. He was at work, and he showed up, and he was on the phone with his sister, and they were having a huge argument.
What were you having an argument about, David?
She had called and said that she was pregnant with twins.
Put your hand down. Your sister said she was pregnant with twins.
That's
Go ahead,
correct.
and?
So after we talked about that and what was going to happen, I called my Aunt Melissa to let her know, because, you know, my Aunt Melissa knows everything in the family, what's going
So
on.
your
She's
sister,
basically
your sister is confiding in you, and you called your Aunt Melissa.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So after we hung up with my sister, my Aunt Melissa called Diane and talked about it.
Our aunt.
Our aunt.
Who didn't know about your plan.
And the reason why I told him that was because I told him prior to that, 6 months before that I don't want to talk to him anymore. And he called me bragging about, oh, well, I'm going to get a car and blah, 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 blah. And I was at my place of employment. And I told him, I said, I don't trust you. I don't want to talk to you. I told you, don't call me anymore. And then I said, you want to know why I don't trust you? And he said, why? And I said, because I'm pregnant with twins. And just to see what he would do, he went and he told all of my family members everything, and then we got into a fight. He
Are you
called me
pregnant
back.
with twins?
No.
That was a good one.
I see. See?
That was a good one. So that made you look pretty.
I did it. Sorry.
That made you look pretty foolish.
I sure did.
Well, serves you right.
And that's why we fought.
Serves you right. You were a gossip. So she got you good. Anyway, go ahead. So then they got into a
She
big fight.
continued
Go ahead.
to call for at least 8 hours that day. She was yelling and screaming. Everybody in
Fine.
the room could
She was
hear it.
yelling and screaming.
That
Good.
she was going to call CPS and have the baby taken away. She said this, I don't know how many times the phone calls went on, until 9:15 that night.
Okay. When did the Child Protective Services come to your house?
The next morning. They told us the phone call was placed at 9:30 p.m. that night.
Okay. And?
They said that there was a report that they had been out partying, doing cocaine and heroin, and had left the baby alone for over a period of 3 hours, that there were dog feces on the floor, that the house had cockroaches, and was a total mess. I have proof that none of that is true.
Whose house did they come to?
To their apartment.
Well, I assume they looked around your apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
And if they looked around your apartment, they saw that it was in good order.
Yes, ma'am.
So then they wouldn't have taken the baby.
Yes, ma'am. They had to investigate.
Well, they can investigate, but they don't necessarily take the child unless there's a prior history.
We had to immediately go to emergency hearing and take drug tests, which proved that we weren't doped up the night before.
So then my question is, why was the child out of your custody for 3 months?
Because they said that I tested positive for marijuana, which I didn't when they gave me a drug test at the hospital.
They said that you tested positive for marijuana when?
At the birth of the child. At the birth of the child.
Did you do a hair follicle test?
Yes, ma'am. We have all those results.
Can I see them, please? What's all about recovery?
That was where I had to take my drug test after the child was removed. The part where it mentions that my hair test and everything came out, because we can't actually have records of those because the court ordered it, is in these court transcripts that we brought along.
Can I
as well.
see it, please? What?
I just wanted to say they know how to pass drug tests because my brother was on probation for 6 months and he used a cleaner and he was able to pass his whole 6 months through probation. So he knows how to clean out his system.
Well, you may clean out your system, but you can't
You don't
clean out
clean
your
out a
hair.
hair follicle test.
Good try.
And can I say one more thing?
Shh. I don't see where this says that a hair follicle test came up negative.
That's them saying that all my tests were negative.
It says
that they came up negative. Right.
Listen to me. We don't believe the child was in any kind of jeopardy when she showed up. We don't believe the mother was under the influence, and we did a drug test to prove that. That doesn't say it was a hair follicle
They do
test.
both at the same time.
Listen to me. That's not what this says.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm telling you, what she did was disgusting.
And later today,
I was actually under heavy drug use at
So whose fault is that? Mine?
No,
Whose fault is that?
it's mine.
Good.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Flores, her daughter Christina Harrison, and husband David claim David's sister, Diane Harrison, told CPS that Christina and David's baby was born drug addicted.
Now, did you call Child Protective Services?
No.
Who did?
One of my friends.
Why?
One of actually me and Christina's mutual friends.
Did the person call from your home?
No, from my cell phone.
From your cell phone?
Because David was talking to a bunch of people when we got into an argument, saying I'm gonna, certain things about fighting.
Stop clicking your nails.
Sorry. He was saying certain things to certain people that were very upset, and he was making threats to me and to my friends, and that's why that happened.
He was making threats to you and your friends about what?
Because we had gotten into an argument.
Well, what kind of threats was he making?
That he was gonna kick my butt and he was gonna do something to me and stuff like that.
You're absolutely right. She called because she was vindictive.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Absolutely right. You did the wrong thing, you were a gossip, whatever. But her phone call to CPS, and what she did was she either did it herself or she furnished the phone for this friend to do it for her.
It's like buying a hit assassin.
For her, was done vindictively. Because if it wasn't done vindictively, the timing was miraculously convenient for a time when the two of you had a fight. And that's pretty awful to have done. Awful.
But I didn't do it.
Listen,
I know that's your opinion.
You may explain to me that your girlfriend did it from your phone in your presence because you gave her the phone. What I'm saying to you is you were responsible for the call being placed to Child Protective Services, and you were responsible for doing it over nothing that had to do with the welfare of the child, only what had to do with the fact that you were angry with your brother. And that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you caused everybody a great deal of grief, and you're a big baby. Who are you?
I'm her mother.
You're her mother? I'm telling you, what she did was disgusting. Now, if she had been concerned about the baby, and if she had made this phone call a month before, 2 months before, when there was nothing that was transpiring between her and her brother, I would say, listen, you have a right to do that if you have a concern. Put your hand down. But she called because she had a fight with them, and because her brother threatened to kick her, and because she said, and put your hand down, and because she said, oh yeah, I'm going to get even with you. What?
Well, I would just like to say that...
Stand up if you'd like to say something.
Even if their mutual friend made the phone call, the mutual friend was also angry with Christina. And evidently they had been drinking, whatever, talking, blah, blah, blah. And the girl who was angry with Christina...
Who was drinking?
My daughter...
I want you to be quiet. Who was drinking?
When my son and my daughter got into an argument, they had gotten onto this argument over the cell phone. Like, they've argued since, like...
I asked you a question. Who had been drinking?
Evidently, it was my daughter and a group of her friends.
That's right.
And the friend who has evidently some type of anger towards Christina used my daughter's cell phone to call.
That's baloney. Were you there?
No, I wasn't there,
Sit
but
down.
that's what I was told.
Sit down. By who? By her?
Yeah.
Sit down. Your daughter inspired this call because she had a fight with her brother. And the fact that they were drinking was even worse. You see, your daughter was going to say he was drinking, but that's not what you said. You said, put your hand down. You said my daughter was drinking with a group of her friends. Put your hand down. That's what you just said. You're absolutely right.
But
She's a
he was on
vicious, vindictive, and what she did was cause a great deal of distress to you and your family for no reason whatsoever. And the only reason she did it is because she was angry and maybe a little loaded. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After Diane called CPS and the baby got taken away, his mom calls and says, you need a DNA test. That's not your baby.
Christina, she's selfish, and she just wants to take my brother away from me.
It was a spiteful phone call.
You can't just, because of spite, put a burden on somebody like that.
Instead of calling, oh my God, your baby got taken away, I'm so sorry, it's get a DNA test.
She wouldn't let him hang out and see us and party.
When you have kids, you have to grow up.
I want to move up in life, not stay around partying.
Time heals all wounds, maybe we'll be able to rekindle something.
It's over, I'm past, I've moved on, let it go.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Robertson versus Young. Step forward.
23-year-old Stephanie Robertson is suing ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Derek Young, for a $500 loan. Derek claims that Stephanie is a cocaine dealer.
Miss Robertson, for some reason that, quite frankly, after seeing the two of you, I don't understand, this used to be your boyfriend.
Right.
And according to your complaint, you loaned him $500 to fix his car. He was supposed to pay you back, and he didn't. Then he took off for a while. And Mr. Young acknowledges that there was some $500 amount of money, but he says it was drug money.
That's not true.
He said you were selling drugs, and you were giving the drugs to him to sell because he was a drug addict. You were not addicted to drugs. That's your story. She was not a user. She was a seller. She was giving you the drugs to sell because you had that circle of friends because you were an addict.
Right.
And you were using the drugs yourself.
Correct.
And she should have known that you were using the drugs yourself because you're an addict.
Was an addict.
And you don't owe her any money.
I don't believe I owe her anything.
The money I lent to him was a birthday present from my dad.
That's your father?
Yeah.
You gave her money for her birthday?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
What?
That was actually not birthday money. It was her college fund money.
Oh, so you know about the $500?
Well, no, she bought the drugs with the college fund money, and then she was trying to get me to sell the drugs for her.
Okay. So her dad gave her $500 from her college fund, and she bought drugs with that money.
The money was from the state.
The money was from?
The state.
State from where?
Of Michigan.
For what?
Michigan assessment test. They give you $500 for college if you pass it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
or if
great.
you get high scores.
Did you get that money from the state of Michigan? It's easy enough to find out.
The money was from my dad.
Did you get $500 from the state of Michigan for taking a
I
test?
got a scholarship from the state of Michigan.
For how much?
It was like $1,500.
Did you get it in cash?
No, it was a scholarship.
Okay, fine. So tell me about this $500.
He wanted to borrow $500 from me to fix his car. His transmission went out or something.
Well, tell me how it happened. Tell me what he said to you, what you said to him.
He told me his transmission was out or something. He needed to fix his car. At the time, we were still getting along. We wanted to go on like a road trip. Do you want to be someplace else other than here? No.
Well, then, do you think that you could tell me this story in a cogent manner so that I can understand it and we can move on to some more pressing business? My father gave me birthday money. On what date?
I don't remember the exact date. It was probably...
Well, when's your birthday? Do you know that?
May 20th.
And when did you give the money to him?
I think it was in July. He signed a promissory note, July 20th, 2006.
You have a note?
Yeah.
Let me see it. Yes, it would be the answer, Miss Robertson.
Yes, sorry.
Did you use that scholarship money to go to college?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Stay in school. Now, Mr. Young, I have a note here, signed by you, that says, I, Derek Young, declare, D-E-C-L-A-I-R, that I owe Stephanie $500 with the dollar sign in the wrong place.
At that time...
Huh? What?
I was actually under heavy drug use.
So whose fault is that? Mine?
No.
Whose fault is that?
It's mine.
Good.
And I'm clean.
Pay her the money.
But there was never any money to begin with. It was all cocaine.
It's possible. How do I know that? It says that you owe her the money.
I was under heavy drug use. I don't...
Come on. Come on. Stop it. I'm going to say it one more time. Then you're all leaving. Do you understand?
I believe that I was in the right state of mind. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Happens to me a lot, sir, that I sometimes feel as if I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean...
Like right now. Like this moment. I say to myself, you spent 2 decades preparing yourself educationally to be a judge. Another 30, perhaps, life skills and everything else. And here I am adjudicating this nonsense with somebody who's telling me I don't know what I was doing when I signed that note because I was probably on drugs.
No, I was definitely on drugs.
How do you know?
Because...
On what date did you sign the note?
I don't know.
See, so how do you know that you were on drugs on the day you signed the note?
I was a heroin addict.
What?
I was a heroin addict and a coke user.
So maybe at that time when you were a heroin addict and a coke user, you said to her, I need $500 to fix my car. If you don't know what you were doing.
I didn't have a car.
You didn't have a car?
No.
You never had a car?
I sold my car before any of this happened.
Well, on what date did you sell your car?
Oh, I don't know.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Do me a favor. Get them out of here as quickly as possible.
Welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Diaz, the defendant was married to your stepfather. Is that right?
Correct.
And I assume that this was a gentleman who helped to raise you?
Correct.
And he passed away?
Yes.
According to you, he was given a gift during his illness of this quilt.
Correct.
And the quilt is supposed to be yours.
Yes.
You want it. And I will call her your stepmother, says that the quilt is not yours. Anything that would belong to her husband is hers.
Yes.
Right. How long were you married?
14 years.
So this was a long-term marriage?
Yes.
And what was his name?
Anthony Diaz.
How long was Anthony married to your mother?
4 years legally.
So that your stepmother had a much longer term marriage to Anthony than your mother did, right?
Right.
How did that quilt come into your possession?
Sophia's grandmother made it for...
Sophia, this is Sophia.
Yes, Sophia's grandmother had made it for us for Christmas.
Maternal grandmother or paternal
yes,
grandmother?
her mother's mother.
Okay, is that person here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You made the quilt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you step up?
It's beautiful.
Tell me your name.
My name is Ethel Copenhaver.
Mrs. Copenhaver?
Yes.
When did you make this quilt?
I started in April of 2003.
And you made it for Anthony?
Yes, I did.
And tell me about the moment that you gave it to him. When did you give it to him?
I gave it to him the Sunday after Thanksgiving of 2003 in my living room.
What did you say to him when you gave it to him?
I told him that this was for his early Christmas present, and it's to go back to Sophia if anything happened to him because he was very ill.
Well, you understand that you can't make that direction because you can't give a gift with strings, even if I believe that you said that to him.
Yes.
I'm not sure I believe that. Even if you did say that to him, you gave it to him as an early Christmas present.
Yes.
Once you make a gift, it's gone. You can't make a gift with sticky fingers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But I assume that you liked Anthony.
Oh, yes. He's been in my life
and your
30-something years, yes. Even
and he
though
was a very nice man.
Oh, definitely.
Did you like his wife?
I only saw her occasionally.
But they were married for 14 years.
Yes.
So I assume that in his final days, she took care of him?
I believe so, yes.
Sophia didn't take care of him?
Yes, she did when he had surgery.
You lived with your father?
No, I did not. I reside in Downey, and they reside in Anaheim. And I would actually, he had surgery, hip surgery. I would come from work during my lunch to take care of him while she would work. And I would come on the weekends.
So you would go lunchtime?
Yeah, during lunch. And on the weekends, I'd come and take care of him because he wasn't able to walk with his hip.
So you came over to see
him?
Yeah. But she took care of him, right?
Right.
How long was he sick?
He actually got sick worse these last 2 years.
But he was sick for a long time before that.
He had diabetes and hepatitis C.
Now, why do you think you're entitled to this quilt?
Well, my grandma, she's very creative, and I know she puts a lot of time and effort into what she does. Our whole house is filled with quilts. My grandma means a lot to me, and so does, well, we call him Tony, Anthony, who you can call my stepfather, but I don't think you can put a title on someone who loves me, and I love him very much. I thought that me and my mom got together, and maybe Grandma can create something for him. You know, he's not able to walk and get around, and he can hold on to something. You know, regardless of marriage and divorce between my mom and my stepmom, you know, Donna, we welcomed her into our family. My aunts and uncles welcomed her. It was a weird kind of family relationship, but we all worked it out. You know?
Good.
And he was aware that when it was given to him that it can go to me.
If he was aware that the idea was for you to have the quilt, he would have made those arrangements.
Well, she had actually agreed. She said, I would never do anything or take anything away from you. When my dad did pass, items that I've given to him for Father's Day, his birthday, she'd given back to me. And she said after the memorial
that was very nice of her to do that.
Right, I agree.
She doesn't have to do that. The law doesn't tell us she should do that. She is his next of kin, not you. So if you gave your father gifts and Miss Diaz gave them back to you, she didn't have to do that. Those things belong to her. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you really understand that, or are you just saying I do?
No, I do understand.
They belong to her. And the fact that she gave them back to you suggests to me that she's a nice lady. So why would you sue her for this quilt?
It's actually something that's from my family to him, and knowing that he was ill, he named the quilt after my grandmother, which is Ethel, and that was his quilt that he was laying with, ill with, and those moments I would like to have those.
Well, you can't. Your stepfather died married to somebody for 14 years, somebody who took care of him, who nurtured him. She's not somebody who's denying you a memento of him, a piece of something that he wore, that I don't know whether she gave you jewelry or clothes. What kinds of things did she give back to you at the memorial?
After he had passed, she had given my mom's rings back from my dad.
Just a second. So she gave your mother back jewelry.
Correct.
Something that she didn't have to do.
No.
She did it because she's a good person. Because all the jewelry belongs to her. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What else did she give back to you?
An apron, kind of like a barbecue set, shirts that I've given him, funny slogans and stuff. Just little doodads.
So lots of sentimental things.
Correct.
Things that she felt as if she wanted both you and your mother to have. So other than the fact that you would like to have that quilt and the fact that you have no legal claim to it.
I do have a statement from an officer that said she would clean the quilt and return it to me.
Why did you get an officer involved?
When my mom had called and spoke to her, she was actually going to give me my dad's Ford Ranger truck. Actually, she loaned it to me, and in writing she said after the memorial, because my car was having some troubles, after the memorial we would talk serious about it. And I said, okay. She said she would write it over to me. I was like, oh, thank you, that's great. And a couple weeks after the memorial, my mom called and asked her for the status, what about the truck? And she says, I said nothing of the sort. And so I just left it, my mom left it as that, and then said, well, what about the quilt?
So after she said to your mother, I'm not giving her the truck, then what you just said to me was, well, then we said, well, what about the quilt?
Correct.
Now, so you just got to keep asking the questions.
Keep plowing away.
Keep plowing away. You're going to get it.
That's right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why didn't you just leave?
I was backing up, and she kept getting in my face.
So what did you call the police for?
I wanted to get the quilt back.
Now I got it.
And later today,
my daughter over here decides the curfew is 10 o'clock, you get off the phone. She's on the phone before...
I'm not talking about curfew. That's what I'm here about. Listen to me. I'm not a therapist.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be a therapist.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sophia Diaz says her stepmother, Donna Diaz, won't return a quilt that belonged to her late stepfather.
I just want to know one thing before we go any further. You still didn't answer my question. How did the police get involved in this case?
Okay, when my mom asked about the quilt, she said, come pick up your effing quilt, and she hung up. My mom tried to call back, and there was no answer. So I was like, okay, let's drive over there. So we drove over there, and she wasn't at her door. She was at her neighbor's door, which is Christine. And I knocked on Christine's door. Her daughter answered and said, oh, hi, Sophia, because I'm well aware of her as well. Her daughters know me. And she goes, oh, come on in. And I said, hi, Christine. I go, I have a video of Donna's, and Donna said to come pick up our effing quilt. She goes, my friend doesn't want to talk to you. She put Donna in her back room. And I said, she said that I can come pick it up. And then she goes, Christine had actually gotten in my face and said, get out of her house. I said, I'm not doing anything. Your daughter let me in your house.
How did the police get there?
She said she was going to call the cops on me because I was in her house. But her daughter let me in, and I said, you know what, that's okay, because she got face-to-face with me. And I said, I'll call them for you. I'm not doing anything wrong. And her husband was going to force me out of their front door in the apartment.
Why didn't you just leave?
I was backing up, and she kept getting in my face.
So what did you call the police for?
I wanted to get the quilt back.
Now I got it. Did anybody, any other members of their family call you for things that belong to your husband?
Friends had called on behalf of Kathy and asked me to be a good person and give up anything that she wants me to give.
Like what?
Like the quilt, the truck.
Was this before or after you gave her back her jewelry?
After.
Yeah, come on up.
I'm really dying to say something.
Well,
here.
I'll listen to you, madam.
Okay, I'm Sophia's mother, Kathy.
I understand who you are.
I don't feel that she has the right, because we did give it to Tony, with an exception that if anything were to happen to him...
I just explained to you, you cannot do that. Do you understand? You cannot give a gift with a rubber band on it. If Tony, who was the recipient of the gift, wanted his stepdaughter to have the quilt, was he lucid when you gave him the quilt?
He was very ill at the time.
Was he lucid is my question.
I don't know what that means, Your Honor.
Was he aware of his surroundings?
Yes.
If he was aware of his surroundings, then what he does is he creates a document. And a document says what and how he wants his property disposed of. But he did not. And the law says that without a will, she is his beneficiary. Period.
No matter
Did
if
he
she
have a
even
will?
agreed?
What?
No matter if she agreed at that moment? Yes, okay, I won't do that to Sophia. I won't, you know.
Listen to me. The quilt belongs to her. And what I don't understand is how a family, this extended family, which managed to maintain itself for all those years over a thing, could become a family where police are called to come to her home to take a piece of property, especially when she was really pretty nice. She said, I want everybody to have something of his because we all cared about him. I'm going to give you some jewelry that was his. I'm going to give you all the mementos that you want from his life and things that you gave him that may be important to you. That belongs to her. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm sorry it had to come down to this.
She is aware of the value it is to me. She knows how much it meant to me.
I love this quilt.
I didn't want to see this happen. I didn't want to make the outcome this way.
I want to keep it.
It's very hard.
I feel really bad because I love this family.
I want my dad to rest in peace.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Estrada versus Estrada. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Morning Bear Estrada is suing her daughter, 19-year-old waitress Deanna Estrada, for the cost of internet classes, allowing her to graduate high school, and for the cost of her prom dress. Deanna says it's not her responsibility to pay for school expenses.
Mrs. Estrada, this is your daughter, and you're suing her because you say that she owes you for some classes that she had to take over the internet in order to graduate from high school.
Yes, ma'am.
And she owes you for money that you laid out for her prom dress and for her yearbook and for the shoes for graduation and expenses for graduation, which she should pay you for. And that she showed her appreciation by taking off and leaving in the middle of the night to go live with her boyfriend a few months ago.
Correct.
And she's totally ungrateful. And your daughter says that you're her mom and you're supposed to take care of these things for her.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Did you tell your mom you would pay her back for laying out the money for these classes?
No, there was no agreement on for
I didn't
both
ask
parts.
you that. Just no. I asked you whether you told your mom you would pay her back.
No.
When did she tell you she would pay you back?
Basically from day one, Your Honor.
Well, explain that to me.
Basically, Deanna was going to flunk. And her counselor said that in order for Deanna to graduate from high school, she needed basically these classes. She needed night school, regular class, plus the internet courses. Each class cost an arm and a leg. My daughter over here decides the curfew is 10 o'clock, you get off the phone. She's on the phone with
I'm not
boyfriend.
talking about curfew. That's what I'm here about. Listen to me. I'm not a therapist.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be a therapist. You're here to try to demonstrate to me that you had an agreement with your daughter first to pay for those classes. Because I tell you quite frankly, Miss Estrada, I'm shocked that you are pursuing money from her for these classes that enabled her to graduate from high school. But that's what parents do.
Exactly.
They make sure that their children graduate from high school in order to give them a start. And if they haven't done the right thing, or if they've stayed on the phone, or if they've come home late after curfew, kids do that. It's not terrific, but kids do that. But their parents still don't pursue them in court for education, especially high school education.
I understand that.
Good. So if you understand it, you want to
The
explain
reason
to me why you're here?
I'm suing my daughter is I didn't have to do any of this. I could have opted to let her flunk like any parent. But if you love your kids and you want them to succeed in life, you don't give up. I didn't have to spend that kind of money for my daughter. I wanted them to go out there and make it on their own. That's our job. She had
You know, that's a lot of double speak that you're giving me, Mrs. Estrada.
She has
Mrs. Estrada,
yes, ma'am.
that's double talk.
Basically, Deanna sat in my house, Your Honor, and told her mom, the reason she doesn't show me respect is because she has none for me.
You think that you're going to garner respect for her by suing her?
No, ma'am, like I told her, I've earned the respect. I don't need it from my daughters. I've earned it.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you suing her for the money?
Because we both have the agreement in order for her to go to night school and internet courses that she wanted to graduate on time at the beginning. And I said, well, that's what I'm here. You know, if you want me to help you, she says, Mommy, Once I get a job, I'll pay you back. From
that's
day
not true.
one.
Not true.
From day one.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Honestly, on my part, I don't think I should be paying her back because that is her job to help me graduate.
Did you tell her, listen to me, Deanna, did you say to your mom, if you help me out so that I can graduate on time, when I get a job, I'll pay you back?
No, I did not.
Now let's talk about the prom dress. Did she or did she not go to the prom?
Yes, ma'am. She did go to the prom.
So what are you here for with the prom dress? I don't
As far
understand
as the
that.
prom dress, no, because when she took the prom dress, she's like, oh, I didn't want to go to my prom. I didn't need to go to my prom. The agreement was she wanted to go to her prom as long
I don't
as...
know, Mrs. Strata.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you here, madam?
I'm suing my daughter for the simple fact, when my daughter tells me she has no respect for her mother after putting the effort in,
Mrs. Strata,
and the agreement was she was
Mrs.
supposed
Strata,
to pay me.
I think that it's a very bad idea that you sue your daughter.
I understand, Your Honor.
And I think that you did no more for your daughter than any other parent should do for their child, which is ensure that they graduate from high school no matter what it takes, even if you have to put yourself into a little bit of debt.
I agree with you.
To provide her with the prom dress and prom tickets and whatever else it needs so that she could, in fact, go to the prom and have that as a memory. That's what every parent does. You don't have the right to come to court and sue your daughter.
I cannot even afford this,
listen to me.
Your Honor.
Then you shouldn't have done it.
That's just my point was...
Listen to me. Then you shouldn't have done it. If you can't afford it, don't do it.
That's why she said that she would pay me back if I would help her out. Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that your daughter... I'm speaking. I don't believe that your daughter promised to pay you back for these things at the time they were done.
I have
and whether or not...
I do have the proof.
Mrs. Strata, from me you get nothing.
Well, Your Honor,
zero. Listen to me, Mrs. Strata. Nothing. You did no more than what any parent of a child in high school is supposed to do, which is ensure that they graduate from high school, and if you didn't have the money to do it, you shouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
Good. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 390 on the calendar in the matter of Hopkins versus Googler. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. Be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Hopkins, the defendant is your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that owing to the fact that your mother made a false report to Child Protective Services, your children were removed from your custody for a brief period of time. In addition to that, you lost your job and suffered other financial ramifications as a result of that false complaint. Your mother's response indicates that she told the truth. She doesn't deny that she made a report to Child Protective Services. Is that right?
That's right.
Your grandson was visiting with you.
Yes, he was.
How old is he?
9.
Your daughter has how many children?
2.
You have a 9-year-old and then a 5-year-old?
5-year-old.
5-year-old is a girl or a boy?
Boy, 2 boys.
And other than the 2 children, who do you live with?
My fiance.
Is he the father of either of these children?
No, he is not.
Do the 9-year-old and the 5-year-old have the same father?
No, they do not.
When was your grandson visiting with you?
I picked him up on October the 2nd. I took him home on October the 5th. And then I went back and picked him up again on October the 7th. And I kept him until October the 10th, when the Sheriff's Department called me, took my statement, and asked me to bring my grandson to the police station.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to tell me, Ms. Kugler, what prompted you to call Child Protective Services?
My grandson, on October the 3rd, told his grandfather
Step up.
that Mommy had threw a phone and hit him.
You didn't hear this conversation?
No, he told his granddad.
Okay. Mr. Kugler, where were you when you had this conversation with your grandson?
In the front room of our house.
What prompted the conversation?
He came in, he was on the computer doing a school game, computer game, or race cars or something. And he came in to me and he says, Daddy, my head hurts. And I says, what happened? And he says, Mother hit me with the phone. I looked at it and there was a bruise behind his ear and a little redness.
Just redness?
A little lump. Not
This was the day after he arrived?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Gina was at therapy treatment. When she came home, I said, Timmy came up to me a little while ago complaining of a sore behind his ear. It hurt. So we called Timmy back in, and he repeated it to us.
Did he say when that happened?
It was just the day before when he was over at the house with his mother.
No, Judge Judy. Timothy didn't give me the exact date, but he had told me that his mom, when his dad brought him home from a visit, had threw his Pokemon cards in the garbage.
Okay. And then what did he tell you?
He says, my mommy threw the phone, and it hit me right here, Grandma. I says, what happened, Timothy? He says, Mommy was mad because I was whining over my bicycle, my finger bicycle.
Finger
bike. It's a little bike that you play with, you can use for your fingers. And it broke, and Mommy was mad. And I went, okay.
That's not true.
Go ahead.
So I told him, I says, Timmy, I says, I know that you're 9 years old, and I know that you're a big boy, but Grandma needs to see you. I says, I need to see if there's any marks on you. There was black and blue marks on Timothy's bottom.
Where on his bottom?
They were across his bottom.
Across his buttocks?
Yes.
What did they look like?
They were black and blue marks.
Were they linear?
He had a bruise on his leg that looked like it was an electric cord that he got hit with.
Did you ask him about it?
I asked him, and he says, Mommy hits me with the belt wherever she wants to hit me.
Oh, my God.
So what did you do, Miss Googler?
I cried because I know how nasty my daughter's temper can be.
What did you do?
They called the police.
Miss Hopkins?
No, I did not, Your
What did
Honor.
you do?
I called CPS the following morning.
Okay, and you made a report?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Then you say on the 5th of October you brought your grandson back to his mother's.
Yes, I did.
Did you have any conversation with her when you brought
No,
the
I did
child
not.
back?
I did not ask her about it.
Okay. Was this the first time that you had noticed any bruises on your grandson?
No, it's not.
When previously to that had you noticed any bruises on your
Back in
grandson?
1998, when he was 5 years old, he had a bruise on his leg that you could tell it was a cord that had smacked his leg.
Did you have a conversation with your daughter at that time?
I told my daughter at that time that she needed anger management because she was very, very angry when it came to her kids. That same day that we got into that conversation, Your Honor, she told my grandson he didn't mind his grandpa one day. She told him if he didn't listen to his grandpa that she was going to pound the living out of him.
Okay. When you had this conversation with your daughter when your grandson was 5, did your daughter acknowledge at that time that she had in fact hit him?
No, she didn't.
When did either Child Protective Services, Ms. Hopkins, or the police come to your home?
October 10th. There was 2 reports made, one on October 3rd, the second one on October 10th. They said that I was accused by my stepfather, Mr. Googler, that I beat my son in the head with a phone. And I said, that didn't happen. What did happen was about 3 weeks before, Mr. Timmy got mad at me because I threw his Pokemon cards away.
Mr. Timmy? Is that
That's what I would refer to my baby. Well, I have Mr. Timmy, Mr. Andy. Mr. Timmy got mad at me because I threw his Pokemon cards away because I don't approve of them. And he said, I want to call Grandma. I said, you're not calling Grandma. You're going to go to your room. He said, you're being just like Grandma says, Mom. And I threw the phone at the wall, and the phone did break.
When you threw the phone at the wall, did any part of the phone hit him accidentally?
I don't know. It could have. The battery in the back of the phone could have. But there was no marks on that child.
Okay, just a second. So that it is possible that part of the phone, when you threw it in anger, did in fact hit your son?
It could have. It could have.
Could have.
It could have.
Now, as far as the mark that your mother says she saw on the child's buttocks.
She bumped her head.
Pay attention to me. Have you ever used a belt or something else to reprimand your children?
I have spanked my son on his behind with my hand. I have never beat him with a belt, an extension cord, a vacuum cord, or anything
or any
for
other
that matter.
kind of cord. When was the last time prior to October the 3rd that you spanked your son with your hand?
He doesn't get spanked all that often.
No, I'm just asking you because your mother says she saw.
My mother's a liar.
Just answer my questions, would you please?
Months.
Months.
It doesn't do anything to spank Timmy.
Fine. Now, the police arrived with Child Protective Services, and they arrived at your house on the 10th.
It was just the police at first. They talked to me and my fiance. As soon as they left, I called my mother, and I said, you need to bring Timmy home because we need to have a family discussion. No, I don't want to bring him home. What's going on? I said, just bring him home. I'm going to lose my grandson. And she started crying. And I said, okay, I will meet you at your house, and we'll sit at your table, and we'll have a family discussion. We did so. Myself, my fiance, and my 5-year-old went to my mother's house. We sat at her kitchen table, and I said, Timmy, why did you say that? And he looked at my mother. And I said, Timmy, baby, you need to tell me because I'm in a lot of trouble now. Because I wanted to stay at Grandma and Grandpa's house for the rest of my break. I didn't want to go back to stay with my dad on the weekend. And I said, you shouldn't have lied. And my mother looked at Timmy and said, Timmy, you shouldn't have told Papa that if it wasn't true. You should not have lied to Papa. And he said, I'm sorry, Grandma.
Okay.
We left, and about 6 p.m., sheriff showed up at my house and took my 5-year-old and said that I was under investigation for child abuse and child neglect. And they took my kids.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Hopkins says Her mother, Regina Googler, filed a false report with Child Services. Regina says Jennifer threw a telephone at her 9-year-old son.
Okay. At the first court hearing, you were present?
Correct.
You had an attorney?
Correct.
And the Child Protective Services attorney was present?
Correct.
And a social worker?
Correct.
When was that hearing?
The first one was November 6th.
And at that point, both the children were out of your custody?
Yes. They were in
Who were
foster
they
care.
with? Both children were in foster care with
Yes.
strangers?
Uh-huh.
Were both of your children returned to you after the hearing of
Nope.
November 6th?
No.
They were not?
No, they went to their fathers. Timmy went to live with his dad in Barstow, and Andrew went to live with his father in Hesperia.
Okay. Were both fathers present at the hearing?
Yes, they were.
And the fathers had attorneys?
Yes, they did.
And the fathers wanted custody of the children, at least temporarily?
Temporary custody. They'd rather have them, and I would have rather had them with them than foster care.
Okay, but the judge did not return the children to you after the hearing?
No. He gave me visitation, supervised visitation.
Did your mother participate in that hearing, by the way? Only the social worker?
It was the three parents, the social worker, my attorney, and their attorneys.
And also an attorney.
We were not allowed to do that, Ms. Judy.
No. Listen, I was in family court for a long time. That's how I can ask these questions. In addition to all of the adults and their attorneys, the children also had an attorney.
Correct.
And was it the position of the children's attorney that the children should not be returned to your custody at that time?
Correct.
So, Child Protective Services, after an initial evaluation, and a judge hearing the testimony, Ms. Hopkins, of the social worker, and the judge, after hearing the recommendation of the children's law guardian, decided not to return the children to you at that time.
Correct.
Then you had a second hearing.
January 8th.
And on January 8th, were both of your children returned to you?
Yes, they were.
At the fact-finding hearing, did the court make a determination as to whether either of these children had been either abused or neglected?
I have a report from the social worker.
I'd like to see the court's finding.
I have this one here.
I'd like to see it, please. Am I correct that the recommendation of the court was that your older son be returned to his father?
That was my recommendation.
No.
If you read a little
the court's
further,
recommendation, in summary, is it is recommended that the court finds the allegations of the original petition to be true, as amended. And that is that you admitted
to throwing the phone.
To throwing the phone in the direction of the child. You admitted to that. So the court made a finding of neglect.
I admitted I threw the phone.
Then the court made a finding of neglect against you. And then there was a dispositional hearing. And at the dispositional hearing, it looks to me as if the recommendation was that Timothy go to live with his father and that custody be granted to the father. Now, did that happen?
Yes, it did. I gave
so that both
that
just.
right.
So I'm correct, Ms. Hopkins, that Timothy is now in the custody of his father.
Yes, he is.
So that both children are not in your custody. Only one of them is in your custody.
I let Timmy go live with his father. The social worker and the kids' attorney asked me if I wanted him to go live with his father, and I said, it's in there. And I said yes, because he's been transferred to 4 different schools in 3 months.
Look, there was a complaint filed. A complaint was filed by your mother because of an allegation that your son made that he was excessively corporally punished by you. Under the circumstances, she did the right thing. She saw a mark on his ear.
There were no
I'm
marks.
speaking. She saw a mark on his ear that was consistent with being hit. There is no question that your son, Timmy, told his attorney that he had in fact been hit by a phone or a piece of the phone by you in anger. The judge at the conclusion of the hearing made a finding that you did in fact neglect your child while in anger throwing an object which caused him to be injured. The judge set a disposition, which is deciding what to do about your 2 children, because if you were neglectful of one, the law presumes that you have neglected both. And the court scheduled a dispositional hearing. The recommendation that the court made was that your older child be turned over to his biological father and that custody be granted to the father. You may have agreed with that, but that was the recommendation. And that since you had attended anger management program.
Correct. Anger management
now
and parenting.
I assume you would not have consented to unless you felt that you needed it.
I did need it.
And you went, and the judge at that time said that the judge would return your 5-year-old to you under supervision with a social worker who comes to your house occasionally.
He's home. That's the dispositional hearing.
I understand that. The 5-year-old was sent home to you, but Child Protective Services continues to monitor.
Correct.
Listen, I was in the family court 25 years. You're not talking to some jerk. Ms. Hopkins, what I'm telling you is you have no case against your mother at all, because a court found that you had, in fact, neglected, under the law, both your children by losing your temper and throwing the phone. So the greater issue is, it seems to me that your children, your younger child at least, who is still in your custody, and probably your older child, who I assume that you see under this visitation arrangement.
He'll be home in 6 months.
Well, who knows whether he's going to be home in 6 months, Miss Hopkins. You're not entitled to that child any more than his father is entitled to his custody. Wherever the child is best suited, that's where the child is going to be. Right now, you have a finding of neglect against you. If the child is thriving in the care of his father, that's where the child will stay. And no judge is going to remove that child from his father's care. Maybe that the child will come home, maybe not. Now, this fiancé of yours that you called your mother about to ask her to help you get him out of the house at one point, there is no question in my mind that happened. Now, my question to you is, you have 2 children. They have 2 different fathers. You have a fiancé. Is he still living with you?
Yes, 4 years.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a correctional officer.
Does he have children of his own?
No, he does not.
Do you see your 5-year-old grandson?
I don't see either one of my grandchildren. That's one thing. When I filled out the paperwork with the CPS people, they handed me a packet and asked me to fill it out. I did, and I put in the paperwork that I would like. I didn't mind if my grandchildren went to their fathers, or even if my daughter got them back. I would just like to have grandparents' visitation rights.
There was orders made January 8th. She is not to have any contact with either child, because the social worker and the children's attorney and the social worker's supervisor found that she had lied to them and that the allegations that she had made were absolutely absurd. There were no marks when they removed the children from me. There was no marks whatsoever. They took them from me to the emergency room. There were no marks on the children.
Miss Hopkins, the original complaint was made on the 3rd of October, and Timmy was not removed until the 10th of October. By that time, in that 8-day period, bruises go away, bruises fade. The fact that you acknowledge and that the court found that in anger you injured your son, which is what he reported to his lawyer. He didn't lie to his lawyer. He didn't lie to the social worker. And in fact, he didn't lie to his grandmother. And your mother didn't lie to Child Protective Services when she called and said he was hit behind the ear with a phone that Mommy hit him with. Well, to a 9-year-old, that's true. And the fact that by the time they removed him, whatever marks your mother saw on the 3rd of October had dissipated doesn't mean that you didn't see them on the 2nd. And all I can tell you is this. Children thrive on the widest possible community of love and affection. And it may or may not be that you will be successful in securing visitation rights.
She won't, Sam.
Shh. Pay attention. Right now, your daughter is very angry with you. And she may continue to be angry with you. All I can tell you is, all I can tell you is, listen to me very carefully. You did the right thing. And if by doing the right thing, you lose visitation with your grandchildren while they're little, that's a price that you have to pay. Because when your grandson came to you and said that he was the victim of his mother's temper, you had 2 choices. Either you do nothing or you become active. Now, it's very possible that your daughter would not have done anything to seriously or mortally harm either of your grandchildren.
Never.
But, well, you say never. If you have a temper and you throw a phone at a 9-year-old because he wanted to call his grandmother, wanted to go and stay with her, you threw away his cards, he was having a temper tantrum, and you, Miss Hopkins, responded by having a temper tantrum.
Correct.
That's not what a parent does. Parent does not have a temper tantrum.
You're right.
Okay? Now, you did the right thing because children have to be protected.
Yes.
And you have to say to yourself, I want to see my grandchildren, I want to be part of their lives, but if the price that I had to pay for losing that while they're little was making this call, I can sleep better because I made the call. Because if I didn't make the call and something happened, I would die.
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Case is over.
What is that excuse?
Gió mùa mậu dịch là gì? Gió mậu dịch là gì? Thì chúng ta có một cái khái niệm về gió mậu dịch. Gió mậu dịch. Gió mậu dịch là gì? Thì Chúng ta nghe nhiều đến cái khái niệm gió mậu dịch, và gió mậu dịch hay còn gọi là gió tiến phong. Gió mậu dịch. Gió mậu dịch hay còn gọi là gió tiến phong. Nó là một trong ba loại gió trên trái đất. Là một trong ba loại gió trên trái đất. Thì hiện nay trên trái đất có 3 loại gió, đó là gió mậu dịch, gió đông cực và gió tây cực. Thì gió mùa mậu dịch là cái loại gió mà có hướng gió và tốc độ tương đối ổn định. Có hướng gió và tốc độ ổn định nhất trong 3 loại gió. Là cái loại gió mà sẽ có hướng gió và tốc độ ổn định nhất trong 3 cái loại gió trên trái đất. Từ xa xưa thì con người đã biết lợi dụng gió mậu dịch để di chuyển thuyền buồm. Nó có tác dụng này. Tác dụng là giúp cho thuyền buồm dễ di chuyển. Thuyền buồm dễ di chuyển nhờ cái hướng gió. Giúp cho thuyền buồm dễ di chuyển nhờ hướng gió. Và vì thế mà từ xa xưa con người đã biết lợi dụng gió mậu dịch để di chuyển thuyền buồm, phục vụ cho mục đích buôn bán, nên cái gió mậu dịch có tên gọi xuất phát từ cái ưu điểm của nó. Đấy. Còn nó có một cái hướng gió ổn định, cho nên là người dân đã lợi dụng vào cái hướng gió ổn định đó để di chuyển, phát triển các hoạt động kinh doanh buôn bán. Thì đó là những cái ưu điểm của gió mậu dịch. Gió mậu dịch thì chúng ta hay gọi là gió tiến phong. Và bên cạnh gió mậu dịch thì gió tây ôn đới và gió đông cực thì sẽ có cái hướng gió và tốc độ nó không ổn định. Gió tây thì thường sẽ gây mưa cho khu vực nó tác động, còn gió đông thì thường rất là khô và lạnh. Chúng ta khi nhắc tới gió mùa mậu dịch thì chúng ta đã hiểu được là vì sao nó lại có tên là mậu dịch hay chưa? Vì nó giúp cho các hoạt động kinh doanh buôn bán phát triển, cho nên là nó mang cái tên gọi đặc trưng gió mùa mậu dịch.